And welcome to week 3 here. Welcome to week 3 here in high school football. We're in Breitwieser Stadium here in Navarre, Ohio on a very windy, rainy, wet evening as the 2-0 Fairless Falcons welcome the Claymont Mustangs that are 0-2 so far. Tonight's contest is brought to you by the Hilshire Clark Electric Company. I'm Jeff Tyler, he's TJ Downing, and we're coming to you live here on our SMG Network YouTube stream. Thanks for joining us as the Fairless Falcons run on the field. Falcons in their all blue jerseys, pants with the silver stripes, white helmets with the F on the side. As we wait for Claymont to come on the field here, Claymont's in their road whites, all white jerseys, pants, helmet, orange stripe, black numbers. Thanks for joining us. Folks, we were originally going to be doing the Northwest game tonight. Called an audible here at the last minute, and we're over here at Fairless High School. We're going to be here tonight. We're going to be here next week as well. Before I get too far, how's it going over there, TJ?
Man, it's doing good. I'll tell you what, week 3 of high school football, can't believe it's already coming up on us this quick, but we know that we're in week 3 because we're starting to get that inclement weather. They said we're kind of in that area here, stuck right between up there in Canal Fulton, coming down here towards Worcester. Fairless is going to see a little bit of it here tonight, but I'll tell you what, with Claymont coming in 0-2, they have played some tough opponents. Last week against Smithville. You know, it was a competitive ball game, 31-23. When you look back even a week before, week 1, their opener, 28-13. That was a loss to Harrison Central. Harrison Central is going to square off against Malvern tonight. Should be a great contest between them. But Claymont's just been kind of a couple players, maybe just a couple plays in both of those games from being able to put something in the column underneath the W side. Tonight, for them to come in here, everything is going to have to be perfect. You can see just the sheer depth of both teams. But I'll tell you what, they got some big boys up front. Had a chance to look at them as I was rolling up here. And one of the guys that stuck out to me, Captain Zachary Douglas, a senior, you know, tipping the scales at close to 300 pounds, a 2-year letter winner. They're going to need a big performance in the trenches against a guy who was Hilshire Clark Electric player of the game in week 1, Peter Snavely. He's going to be tough to block off the edge. They're going to have to get a hat on him.
Peter Snavely had a huge game, had a two key sacks, I should say. Also was able to get a pick in almost 6, got clear down to the 2-yard line there. So a lot of other key players here as we got leather on leather here happening. Fairless going left to right on your dial. Claymont won the toss and chose to receive. Here's the kick, leather on leather, up. Received at the 4-yard line. Right up the middle, makes 1 move, makes 2. Got clear down to the 24-yard line for Claymont's first possession of the ball game. On a night like this, TJ, you like to see teams that, if you're a team like Fairless last week, you like to be able to run the rock. Get these numbers from last week, TJ. They had 3 running backs over 100 yards last week.
Yeah, we know for the running game to start, for both teams, who can establish that run game early in the first quarter, who can sustain it throughout the entire ball game. Claymont will have to sustain it all game long for them to even think about being in it in the second half of the ball game alone.
Absolutely. Claymont going to go 4 wide out of the gate. First one, low snap. Thrown wide and a slippery ball. That's an incomplete pass. That ball was intended for Mason Bailey. Just thrown a little bit high, a little bit of a wet ball. I'm sure you can hear the wind, folks. It's a windy, rainy evening here. Just the start of the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure for me to come back to my hometown here in Navarre, Ohio, with my Fairless Falcons. I will be unbiased on the mic tonight. I've never been accused of anything other than that, but always enjoyable to feel like I'm at home right now in the booth. 4 wide again, running back off the right hip. They're going to roll right. Got room to run. Got tons of room to run. Clear down to the 38-yard line. They're going to move the sticks on their second play of the ball game. Drew Fox. TJ just talked about him. He just talked and ran. Got some wheels there as a running back, senior. Like to see, like you said, Peter Snavely, but also Hunter Dean. We saw him 2 weeks ago step up. Number 20, you'll see him all over the field tonight. One thing about these Falcons, they do a great job in the open field, one-on-one, making tackles. And another, the exact same play, rolling right, running right, and got a few yards out of that one as well. Despite the weather, a pretty good turnout here.
Fox run out of bounds by Killing.
See nothing but umbrellas out there Claymont staying that same formation. Deuces left. Single right. Here's a second down play. 2nd and 4. And now Nolan McMorrow is in there at quarterback. Looks like they're going to go run some dual quarterback action for us tonight.
Another one of those captains for this team.
Yeah, dropping back, looking, thrown right, high ball again. One-handed catch, got the first down.
Big old fullback tight end looking dude over there, number 49, snagging one in. That's a great play to be able to move the sticks. Braylon Mullen, he's another one of those 2-year letter winner guys, a senior. Check that, he's only a junior, but a really nice big target. Going to play tight end, also going to flop over and play D-line. Another guy that's going to be counted on to make big plays tonight. He does it right there for his offense.
Not too many times you see a guy that size make a one-handed grab. 10:51 to go. First down as they just move the sticks again. Claymont going hard count. Fairless doing a much better job this week than week 1, holding their water there in the D-line. Handoff off tackle, tons of room to run. Near first down, it's going to be 2nd and 8. That was Drew Fox again, the two-time letter winner, running back DB. He's a senior. Claymont already midfield in their first possession of the ball game here. Says 2nd and 10 on the board, but it's 2nd and 3 here. 10:16 to go. Another handoff off tackle, and they're just winning the line of scrimmage battle right now. As we get started, I mentioned that this is brought to you by Hilscher Clark Electric Company. By the end of the night, we'll announce our Electric Clark Hilscher player of the game. We will also want to thank a lot of sponsors. I'm going to do a quick shout out here in a moment as well for the pizza shop over there in Navarre. We got a false start here on the offense. Krause's Pizza Navarre is putting it up on the board this week and next week for us. We're going to stream it over there. If you haven't been to the new Krause's yet, they have built it out. They got a nice little bar area there, so it's not just takeout pizza anymore. You can go hang out, grab some beers, say hello to Scott Kirby. He's a Fairless alum. He's done a great job over there in the community as well. So shout out to them. Hope they're listening. And Claymont is definitely taking their time here, getting set up, trying some hard counts. A lot of quarterback keeper rolling right and got, let's see, after that false start, they got all the way back to the line to go. Or sorry, line of scrimmage there and just passed it. So looks like going to be third down and 9, or 2nd down and 9. Didn't know what to expect with this Claymont team. Like TJ said, they've had a couple tough opponents here early on. Don't be fooled by that 0-2 record. They don't look like an 0-2 ball club right now. They're winning the war in the trenches. Deuces left and Deuces right here. Actually, trips left, Deuces right, going 5 wide. Just spreading them out, and they're going to throw. Caught straight up the middle. And he got in that seam, took off, got a first down, and that's a strike thrown to Drew Fox right up the middle. Looks like Nolan McMorrow is mostly the throwing quarterback. A lot of times I think when Drew Fox gets in there, they run the rock. And they're 5 wide again. Something that I never saw playing here at Fairless is these Division 5 schools going 5 wide all the time. Man in motion, left to right. And we're just letting the play clock wind down there. And Claymont takes their first time out of the ball game. As we go, like I said, I want to thank Hilscher Clark Electric Company. You can follow us on Twitter at Stark Media Team. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. It's the same. It's at SMG Network 1. Give us a like, give us a share and a follow. We'd appreciate it. Also, Walsh University, we're doing a lot with them this year. You can catch me tomorrow at Walsh University for their 2nd game of the season. They play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. They got to win their first week for the first time in a while, where they go out week 1 and get a W. Got high hopes for them. I'm the voice of the Walsh Cavaliers this year. for the football as well as the men's and women's basketball. So you can catch me all season over there at Walsh University. Great supporters of ours. We appreciate them. TJ will be doing Wednesday at the Wink again this year, where he interviews a lot of the players, coaches all over there at Walsh University, and just going to expect another great year over there at Walsh and our partnership with them. We appreciate it, Walsh University and Greeny and everybody over there. Oh, tripped up at the line there. Had some room to run, fell at the line of scrimmage. 8:45 to go here, first quarter. And it looks like it's youth night here at Fairless. There's not only the normal cheerleaders, but we've got a lot of youth cheerleaders. The tunnel at the beginning of the game was a lot of the youth football players. So Fairless and AJ Sauerball has done a tremendous job of getting the youth involved.
Got a chance to see one of my old girlfriends there. She's working with one of the groups down there.
Yours?
Yeah, one of my old girlfriends from the Golden Eagles now out here in Fairless.
Okay.
I think she's working with the 3rd grade group, one of their teachers. I'll leave names out of it. Never like to do that on air. I never know who's listening on that end. But I'll tell you what, man, this is the exact perfect game plan for the Mustangs. If you come out here and you know that on the back half of the defense, probably not going to be able to get too much, even though you're spreading it out right now as you've gotten down here inside the 30. What they've done since they've started here, Jeff, has just been methodical.
Yeah.
Right, left. Really kind of working the short side field and just winning the line of scrimmage, winning at the point of attack, and it's got them here now to a big 3rd down and medium.
Another off tackle QB keeper just ran it, nearly got the first, so decision time here.
You had to understand that, you know, from what I told you in the open, Jeff, that this is a group from Claymont that has kind of just been a few plays away.
Yep.
I think AJ Sauerball knows that from the film that he's watched. He's a film type guy. That's how he grew up under Don Hurtler Jr. and his father and all the mentors that he's had. He knows that this is a good Claymont football team, regardless of if they're 0-2.
Right.
That doesn't matter. Throw it out the window. This is a group that's driving here in the first quarter and has ate up the majority of the first quarter.
Here's the 4th down play. They're going to go for it. A QB sneak got hit. Spun move got. I think he's short.
He's got enough.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that last effort on that spin, we'll see. I don't know if they're going to pull out for a measurement, but
Fairless ball unless they measure it. Falcons are celebrating. Got hit initially, did a spin move, thought he could get it, and the officials haven't really made a signal yet.
Unfortunately, you know, the first thing that popped into my mind, Jeff, when they said that he didn't get it is, you know what? That right there is the 4th down moment that could probably end up losing Claymont the game, even though there's so much football left.
A lot of football left.
You need something like that, and you almost just feel that if you don't get those at any point in the game, when you know how tough it is already to be able to score points against this Fairless team.
And I like the officials here measuring this. When it's that close, you got to be sure. There was no signal initially. This is going to come down to inches.
He got the nose ahead, I think.
No signal
yet.
He
didn't stretch it. There he goes.
There we go.
Pull.
Got that chain stretch.
Man.
And the Falcons do make a stand there on 4th down, like you said, TJ. That could be huge down the stretch. One thing I know about Claymont, I compare them to like the Division II Perry that we say play a lot. Other than, you know, these guys can throw the rock a little bit, but as far as toughness, TJ, no matter what happens, you know, for the most part, how good or whether the rebuilding Perry usually brings some toughness to the field. Claymont does the same. 6:51 to go. Falcons took almost half of that quarter, and this is the Falcons' first time touching the rock. You got Peter Killy in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Killy. Bounces it out. Got room to run. One guy to beat to get outside. Great run to move the chains out of the gate for Peter Killy. Like I said, the Falcons had 3 running backs last week have over 300 or have over 100 yards. They were 350 total. And they had 5 touchdowns out of that backfield last week with Troy McVicker, Cam Carl. Your guy Cam Carl had some big runs last week.
Yeah, he's turned into quite a performer here in his junior season. Still a lot to be shown for him, more of those varsity reps, but he's got promise.
Great move at the line there.
Sidestep. Oof. Shift right, hit that R trigger, man, on the sticks, and wow. You know, and did you see the splits of the offensive line? The offensive line must have been going with 2 to 3 foot splits. Now that's an old Donnie Hurtler Jr. movement that I see Coach Sarball use right there, because you're right in the middle of the field, spread them out. They think that it's not going to go up through the A gap, but what you got was a center guard missed block up front. But Peter Killey, again, all right, man, what a sidestep in the backfield to avoid the TFL.
TJ, this is the third year I've done Fairless games. I haven't seen him do that yet. That's the first time with that offensive line I've seen that spread. Man in motion, drops back. Mikey Ritterback, the sophomore, drops a dime to Carl. Carl, spin move. Hit the circle R on that one, TJ.
They're hitting all the numbers here tonight.
Woo-wee. As soon as we brought up young Cam Carl, man, he's lively.
Cam's killers out there, the crushers. That'll crush the spirit right there. Again, just when you lose half a quarter and you're Claymont and you don't produce anything from it, and now Fairless comes and drives all the way back down to where you were just at on their opposite side of the field. That quick change of field position, even though it's not a special teams play, which we normally talk about, it's just going to be deflating for this Claymont team because Fairless is rolling downhill now.
1st and 10 play here. Toss right. Peter Killey puts his head down. Man, he can not only juke and jive, but he can also lower the head and hit somebody.
Yeah, I think if Coach Sarball really is taking anything here other than spreading out your offensive line from old Donnie Hurtler Jr.'s playbook, is that tonight you're going to have success running outside. Just off of this first series alone, you're going to wear out Claymont's defense, toss the ball to the right, toss the ball to a left, and force them to try and stretch you out to the sidelines, and you're going to wear a lot of this group down.
Mikey Ritterback under center now. Got a pair right, single left. 2nd down play, cuts it up. Peter Killey killing him right now, all the way down to the 9-yard line. Man, ooh, couple cuts, stuck his foot in the ground.
That's the thing that I allude back to on the last play, or for a bulk of these plays here on this drive for Fairless, is that you're going to continue to toss left, toss right, try and get the outside. It puts a lot of pressure on your tackle tight end to be able to reach that defensive end. But if you are not allowed to stretch that defensive end, if that guy is going to keep contained, Peter Killey cuts it up, sees the right move, he's aware, and it makes a big, big play.
Another handoff to Peter Killey. Got room. That's going to be a penalty. No flag. They're signaling. So, folks, the rule is unless the player is laying on the carpet, you're not allowed to hurdle at this level. And I see the flag down now. They didn't call it initially. I mean, it's a heck of an athletic move. That's good at the next level, but he's got to know you're not allowed to do that at this level.
You get 3 10s from the judges for the wow factor, but we're going to take that one off the board and move backwards.
Ooh. I think he could have cut left, made that guy miss, and possibly still got in the end zone. Now it's going to bring it back a little bit.
But you saw again, A.J. Sarball knows that, okay, I've worked to the left side here. Now let me come back to the right. And the defensive line, the defensive ends, they're getting the message from their defensive line and defensive coordinator coaches on the sideline. Do not let them reach you. Do not let them hook you, because initially they just clipped up 60 yards by getting outside and Peter Killey just running free, beating you with your speed.
Right.
But now they're not letting them reach him. Big 79 and 66, the captain up there. They're not allowing them, and now you're going to have the cutback lanes, and Peter Killey is obviously a good enough running back, you and I know, to see those cutback lanes, which he just has 2 plays in a row.
1st and 16 now. Hand off to Killey, bounces it out. Gets it outside. One guy to beat. Great. Oh, that's got to be a personal foul there. He rode him like a horse all the way out to the track on the horse collar. No call at all. Wouldn't have been that big of a deal. It would have been half the distance, not a 15-yarder, but got to throw some cloth on that one, in my opinion. 4 minutes to go here, first quarter. This is Fairless's first drive. Thanks for joining us. Listen to Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing on the Stark Media YouTube stream. Another handoff to Killey, up the middle. Nothing doing there. 2nd down play, no bueno. 3:34 to go here. No score. Both teams have had one possession. Claymont came out, killing them on the running game as well. Got all the way down to, I think, the 14-yard line before they were stopped on a 4th down opportunity. 4th and 2, didn't get it. Falcons made a good stand there. Starting to win the war in the trenches for the Falcons. Now, Falcons have marched down strictly on the running game, 1 passing game, and now Mikey Ritterback rolls out, throws left, well overthrown. Wet night, wet ball. That one got away from Mikey. Incomplete pass. Going to bring up 4th and 5, and it looks like Fairless is going to bring the field goal unit on the field.
It's going to be one of those nights, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You know, as much as this rain has started to pick up, you know, if it gets any worse, you're going to see just that solid run. We know what we're going to get from Claymont. I mean, I think they mixed in 2 passes throughout their first drive. Not many other than the big one from Cam Carl here on the first drive for Coach Sarbaugh. When the weather picks up and it gets like this, man, it's going to be handoff left, handoff right. Who can win the battle on the line of scrimmage? I think that would most likely lend its hand to Fairless. But I'll tell you what, we'll see if Claymont can bounce back or if they can hold here on this field goal attempt.
Here's the snap. Leather on leather. Kick up. Nearly blocked. And wide right. No good.
How about that?
So, opportunity lost for both Fairless and Claymont after their first possession, with now 3 minutes left in the first quarter. TJ and I aren't used to this style. Last week we saw quite a few flags on the field. Kept us there quite a bit late on our hour and 20-minute drive home. But nonetheless, was a good game. Glad you're with us here, folks. I'm going to thank some more sponsors. Drive Mine Group, Lindsay's Pizza over there in Canton, the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club. Folks, you've got to check it out. It'll be live on our YouTube stream Monday. Coach Jim Tressel is speaking at the Hall of Fame Club. So, and it's possible TJ will have some time afterwards to sit down with Coach and pick his brain a little bit. If you got any questions you want us to answer, pop that over to us, and we can see if we can get it mixed in. And we're about ready for Claymont's second possession of the ball game. Three minutes to go here. Handoff again up the middle, and they were having tons of success running Drew Fox off tackle.
You want to talk about a guy who just saw the lane and made the cut in the backfield. Starting off left, Fox was going there, A-gap left. He comes back A-gap right when there was some pressure from the combination block between the center and left guard. So, you know, Fox is a guy that we saw. He's equipped to handle some of this pressure that the D-line from Fairless is going to give him and his offensive line. But watch out for that cutback move. I'll tell you what, Fox is seeing it.
Trips left, single right. Second down possession, a throw, tough throw, brought in, and great coverage on the defense there. John Hill stepped up, made that tackle in the open field. Gonna bring up third down for Claymont. 2 minutes and ticking. Claymont does have some big guys there on the line, TJ. They didn't give us, I don't have their full weight and everything, but there's some big boys down there. You can see why they're able to run the rock.
Now the captain, Zach Douglas, he's tipping all 3 bills.
Good throw in the flats there, and a great coverage. Cam Carl came up, laid some wood. No, I'm sorry, that was John Hill again. Looked like Carl, but it was John Hill, back-to-back. Great tackles in the open field. Going to bring up fourth down now for Claymont. We'll see what they do with this. 1:31 and ticking here in the first quarter. No score yet. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing on the Stark Media SMG Network on YouTube. Shout out to Krause's over there in Navarre. We'll be here this week. We'll be here next week. If you can't make the game next week and you want to go grab dinner at Krause's, check it out. If you don't want to sit in the rain tonight, swing over there and watch. 1:10 to go. Falcons with great field position now. How many times do we see week in and week out teams that win field position obviously have a great chance of getting a W there, especially on a night like tonight. You got two teams that can run the rock. You got two teams that can throw the rock as needed. Young quarterback in Fairless with Mikey Ritterback. He's had 2 real solid games here out of the gate. definitely pleased to see him, and they do that wide offensive line again. Peter Killey made 2 moves, got a few yards out of that one. Looks like an unsuccessful run at first, but the way he's been getting 10 on 12 at a clip, but still a 4-yard gain.
Nice that the rain has slowed at least steady. It's not blowing. It's not going a certain direction. It's coming straight down. Doesn't have that same consistency. So, because I think you and I both want to see this passing game start to come into a fold, and you're going to have a flag here for some of the formation stuff that Coach Sarbaugh is getting a little too tricky.
He's good for 1 or 2 of those a game with some of the looks.
Yeah,
look at him
with his play sheet down there and his sweater vest and his tie on.
He gets creative.
Sitting here trying to pull it out the playbook. Hey, but you're going to have to. Hey, listen, I don't think on a, let's call it a 75-degree day here, sunny, clear, I don't know if this game is still 0-0 just because some of the more track type speed that Fairless has. But this is going to be a war of attrition, man. If you come to the close of this thing 0-0, which it looks like it's going to be with only 30 seconds left in the first, it's going to be a battle. Be prepared.
Second down play now. Ritterbeck drops back. Looking for the screen. Wasn't there. He's rolling right now. Killey nearly had a one-handed opportunity there, but thrown a little bit high. Looked like a broken play on a screen there, TJ. It looked like Mikey was looking for that, but as an incomplete pass, it's going to stop the clock. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 now with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Quickest quarter of the year so far.
Right. We're usually good for a couple of those throughout the year in the Stark County area. You know, a lot of run-heavy teams are just going to chew up the clock and shorten the game.
TJ, I wouldn't be surprised if AJ took a shot here over top. Maybe a running back toss pass or just a throw over, and it is thrown over, and he just overthrew him. Had a guy in the seam. Peter Snavely, who was a Hilshire Clark player of the game 2 weeks ago with us in that Sandy Valley game when he took over on defense. Kid's got some hops.
He does. Interception, return back to the 5-yard line. Big difference. 2 sacks, 5 total tackles, had a tackle for loss, and just a young sophomore. You know, so a lot of promise there. Big frame, big target.
You know, he reminds me of Gio Moore, who's over at Ashland University right now.
You made that comment.
And the 4th down punt here for Fairless. And a good punt. Fair catch called at the 19. And still, we got 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. We're going to have time to run 1 play before they flip the field.
Might have stumbled upon the game of the week right here, partner.
I tell you what, bro. Made a phone call to
hey, we'll check
the alma mater and said,
check out some of the other local scores, man, at halftime, but you never know.
Said we're coming in hot. We're rolling over to Fairless.
It's football, man. Football's football around Northeast Ohio especially. You never know what you're going to get. You could see a game on paper. Looks like it's going to be a 20, 30-point differential, and it just doesn't end up being like that, man. And that's what I think we love most about sports here. The game of football in Northeast Ohio. Every Friday night, doesn't matter where you're at, you're going to have some type of action going on. You can set your clock to a couple of those running clocks.
And here's a great run. Got outside, and oh, my goodness. Nearly broke that one. C.J. Pomnio broke that one up. I think you know that name, TJ. The freshman, C.J. Pomnio, great job getting his hand in there. Or that was house for Claymont on that one. At the end of 1, we got 0-0 on the board here. It's going to be 2nd down once we flip the play for Claymont. Claymont's going to be going left to right on your dial.
Hey, Jeff, while we have a little bit of time here between quarter 1, we want to talk about something that we're going to start doing next week. Really trying to help our good friends out over at Nathan's Patio. Some things we're doing with them as they launch back into some of their breakfast specials that they have going on. They're going to be, you know, serving breakfast that they do it now between Saturdays and Sundays, 9 to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. When you start to think about, you know, some of the early morning spots, Canton City, go check out Nathan's Patio. We're going to be broadcasting live from there next week. We're going to start shooting our high school football kind of run back from the week before. We're going to talk about the games coming up in that week. So I know we did a lot of stuff from the Pro Football Hall of Fame last year. We'll still be doing that stuff as we get closer towards the playoffs. But, you know, for you and I to be able to start breaking down more of some of the other teams that we don't always get to see on a weekly basis. You know, try and get out as far as we can. We've been pretty far north.
Yeah.
We are obviously always a business that's out of this area here in Stark County, Summit County. But for us to be able to kind of break down all the teams, it's something that we talk about, we want to do more of. So as we start to bring more content to you through SMG Network and our partners at TKDS Sports, check us out next week starting at Nathan's Patio. We're going to get that podcast rocking live, and we're going to break down all the high school football action you need, not only just in our T-County, Summit County, Stark County area, but all of NEO.
Yep. And Fairless now closing that gap up the middle, stopping them from short of the first down here. They got a yard. Going to bring up 3rd and short here. Yeah, TJ, some of the games we've done, I mean, Sandy Valley, Fairless, week 1 was a barn burner. Came down to a half-yard difference at the end of that ball game. The Kirtland game, they ran away with it early, but Dalton did not quit. They came back. And can you believe, TJ, that the spread tonight on the Dalton game versus Perry's favored by 14.5.
Nice.
Oof. Hard to believe that after seeing that Kirtland team with Laverde, how he runs the rock.
Oh, my.
But, and, yeah, if you guys listened to our broadcast 2 weeks ago, Kirtland has lost 2 regular season games in 14 years.
Wow.
So
that's wild.
If somebody would take the bet, I would take 14.5 in Kirtland on that one. You ever see that guy on Twitter his name's McNeil, that
yes,
he's in Cleveland sports. He puts out an entire list of, it's all Akron and North type games. It's all the spreads of the game. I don't know if he's creating the spreads or if somebody else is creating them or who's crazy enough to do spreads on high school football, but I guess all gloves are off anymore with what's going on. So we're going to, had a little penalty there, brought him back 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6. And a handoff, rolling right. Got a seam, all kinds of flags. I saw some holding. I'm guessing that's what that is. But we'll get an official, and it is holding on Claymont. This is going to come back. Going to redo 3rd down, unless AJ declines. He may decline this because they're short of the line to go. It'll bring up 4th and 2 if he declines.
Score update from where we were at a little bit earlier, partner. 4:31 left in the first quarter. Already 14-0 Northwest over Louisville.
Hey, we lucked into a better game, looks like.
Take them where you can get them, partner.
Yep.
Take them where you can get them. Hey, trust us, coming from guys who have called 56-0 games. Right. I've been on the backside of a 77-3 in Division III college football. It is not fun. We want to see competitive games to the end of the fourth quarter.
I'll be real interested to see what Louisville looks like in a couple years with Kappas over there, getting his feet dug in over there, taking over at the helm, and all kinds of pressure up the middle, evaded the sack, and then Peter Killey, 4 Falcons, got in there on that one. Sorry about that, folks. We moved the camera over there for you. We got going to bring down McVicker on the initial contact, and then Peter Killey brought him down at the end. It's going to be 4th down and forever as they're going to bring the punt team on now as Ferris scrambles to get some guys off the field. Barring anything crazy, should be good field position for Fairless's next possession here. Nearly blocked. Good punt. Fair catch at the 50.
All right, this is the field position battle that has ensued throughout Q1 of this game. It's now going to start to put its feel towards the Fairless offense because you're going to see starting with it at the 50-yard line. Now, that's your best starting field position. You're a yard away from essentially what we call going downhill. So this is an opportunity now where Coach Sarball is expecting his offense to figure this thing out, roll it downhill, put one in the end zone, and get off the 0 here on the scoreboard.
1st and 10. Killey, wide right, cuts it up. Made another cut outside. Gonna bring 2nd and 1, looks like, for the Falcons. Great piece of running interior there for Peter Killey again. Running all over the place. Fairless doing a great job moving a rock, TJ. They really haven't even had to tap into using Cam Carl yet, using McVicker yet. Snavely throwing the rock, so Fairless is in a good position here. They can't stop the run, right? You just got to keep running that rock. Peter Killey's a workhorse on both sides of the rock. Hopefully he hydrated a little better this week. Had some cramping going on, and that second down is converted. That's a first now for Fairless at the 39 of Claymont. 9:49 here in this half. Fairless now with their 1st and 10 play. Snavely in motion, right to left. He's going to sit down there, and here comes the Carl jet sweep, and they sniffed that one out. Boy, I didn't run that again and let Mikey Ritterbeck hang on to it. He had all day long to run on the outside. I don't blame him for not seeing it because he's not looking that way, but oh my goodness, everybody crashed on that jet sweep. 9:08 to go. Second down and 12 now with that 2-yard loss. Let's see what coach draws up, and he throws the rock in the flats, caught. Short of the line to go, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Aiden Wise on the catch there. He's a junior, 6'2", 160.
Manageable 3rd down for Coach Sarbaugh. And again, as we start to see another a quarter that's just kind of chewing by, we haven't seen a ton of possessions early in this game. This is one right here where you want to line up as you see the 2 guys in front of Peter Killey and trying to run this thing down Claymont's throat.
See this formation where they move the 2 guys, and there's going to be a pre-snap penalty, probably illegal formation here on Fairless. Saw a few of those last night, TJ, in an NFL game.
Yeah, not sure if that might actually benefit Coach Sarbaugh that they were able to take that penalty. I mean, it looked like number 12 for Claymont was screaming off the edge. Saxon Giamenni, just a sophomore linebacker, and he has some speed coming off there, and we'll see if Coach Sarbaugh decides to flick this thing around as the rain has stopped and maybe try and flick it downfield after we just saw a Snavely catch. We've seen a couple passes caught here early for the Fairless offense. Cam Carl's definitely a guy 3rd and long, and I'd be taking a look at as well as he goes to the short side.
7:53 to go. Dropping back. Ritterbeck looking. Inside screen play. Room to run. And I think he got the 1st down there.
Ooh, looks like a tough spot on the opposite side of the field, Jeff.
Just a nice little under route in the center. And they're going to call him short of the line to go. 4th and 1.
Ooh, here's where it gets exciting.
4th and 1 at the 31. Single left, single right. .709 and ticking. They're going to go for this. Peter Killey got the 1st down and plenty more.
You gotta love his patience and awareness.
Big time.
You see him and his eyes never look down at the ground when he's running the ball. He's very slow and choppy with his feet. And then there's really a quick burst that comes out of there. And that's just a guy who's allowing his offensive line to develop those plays, to allow them to open up just a tad. And you see again, here come the big splits.
See if Fairless takes a shot here soon. Man in motion. Going to throw it. Watch for that other pass. Nope. Killey in space. Lead blocker. Spin move. Spun right into his own guy. Need to blow a whistle there, fellas.
Talk about player safety.
Play was dead there. Wasn't blowing it.
Those are the ones where you'd find 7 deuce coming in like a Scud missile. Somebody better watch out. I haven't heard a whistle.
6:22 and counting. 1st half. Minimal possessions for both teams here. Let's see who can draw first blood. And official timeout.
Now you're telling me that in all the years you've been here over the last year or so watching Fairless football, you've never seen them bust out into those wide splits like that.
No.
So this is something that is new just for this game, kind of Sarball wrinkle, we're going to call it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you think of the last 2 years, 2 years ago especially, he would pack it in. It wasn't much as running. He had those 2 stud wide receivers, and they just threw the rock all over the place. Cam Carl, again, creating havoc. Unbelievable run.
That shiftiness.
Man, he's quick. Whew.
This is one where you had 1 guy beat, 2 guys beat, 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, 6 guys, 7 guys on here.
Unbelievable.
To take down Cam Carl.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Coach Sarball does as good as anybody is using his weapons. 2 years ago, they threw the rock to 2 studs. Now they've got a stud, really 3 good running backs. Mainly Peter Killey there, but get Cam Carl in space, and he is super dangerous. Now they got a jet sweep, trying to get it outside, cuts it up, and all kinds of Mustangs on that tackle.
You could tell Cam wanted that one bad there, man.
Yeah,
he was waiting, being patient himself.
He was.
He stretched that thing all the way outside the numbers before he said, screw it, I'm going to have to put my head down and try and earn this one the hard way.
Yeah, TJ, I mean, it's, you know, speed kills, right? It's one thing to have a kid fast, but whenever a kid can be shifty and spin move, but also have the patience, I mean, that's tough to defend, especially whenever you're looking for Peter Killey to come off tackle, and now you've got shifty guy in the lane there.
Look at this game, 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. It's only 7:40. I mean, just it's going to be one of those short, quick games, you know, and it's going to come down to who can capitalize. We saw on the first possession of the game for Claymont, they couldn't. Then we saw Fairless take it all the way back down, kick a field goal, couldn't. This is one right here where Coach Sarball's like, listen, guys, listen, boys, we started on the 50. Finish this drive.
Take as much time as needed, but finish it, right? Inside 5 minutes now, first half. Snavely in motion. Now Carl in motion. Gonna run McVickers off. Jukes, jives, gets in. Touchdown, Falcons. Troy McVicker had 2 touchdowns and 135 yards last week. Starts this game drawing first blood for the Falcons and gets 6 on the board for Fairless. Nice piece of running there with the fresh legs of McVicker.
We're going to pop that one up on some of our social media feeds and platforms. We appreciate everybody giving us a like, share, follow, subscribe. But there was, if you just catch the left side of the video, a combination block that unfortunately, number 49, Braylon Mullen, the senior, 2-time letter winner, extra point good. He was the recipient of 2 linemen from Fairless that took him out of the screen. We used to call that when we watch film, when you take somebody off the screen, whoa, that was like a big eye-opener. He just got taken off the screen.
Is that the Blind Side movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He took
he didn't throw him over the wall, though?
He bounced him out the club. It took 2, so it's not as much of a blind side to me. But I mean, when it takes 1, you know, you're in trouble. But 2 of them, you know, the 2 guys should get that done.
Absolutely.
I tell them all the time, man, if you're comboing a guy, the point is 2-on-1 to dominate and win that block. That's why we see a lot of those interior runs. You don't get a lot of those on the stretch and the zone plays, which Coach Sarball's running tonight, but he typically doesn't do.
Absolutely.
He likes point guards. He likes combination blocks up to the linebacker. That's his thing. That's what he grew up under. That's what Donnie Hurtler Jr. and his daddy instilled in him. And it's interesting to see that game plan, to see the splits, to see what they're doing here. And for it to only be a 7-0 ball game, it kind of shows you that it's something different than maybe these Fairless linemen have been used to blocking over the last 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we've called, you know, obviously my alma mater, so I'm familiar with it. You've known AJ for years, so you're familiar with him and his style and his coaching tree coming from who Donnie Hurtler, who we've hung out with a little bit. The guy is a genius on the football field. You know, it's tough for us to look at Claymont and know their history as much as we just haven't seen it as much with head coach Buddy White over there. But we'll see what kind of adjustments, if any, Claymont makes. I mean, Claymont has marched the ball up the field first couple times, then they kind of stalled a little bit. So we'll see if maybe they open it up here a little bit with 4:39 to go, second quarter, and they're going to take this reception. They got some room to run in the seam and got drilled at the 31-yard line. And that was, again, TJ. John Hill has been all over the field tonight. Sophomore. Tell you what, TJ, these sophomores in the flats, in space, I've seen a heck of a lot of good tackles from a lot of young players in the last two games with Fairless. That speaks well for the future for the Falcons, for sure. 23 seconds here on the fresh clock. We've got 4:34 to go. Falcons up 7 to rip. And they're still deuces left, deuces right, dropping back, and they do open it up, and they throw. Looked like it bounced it. Incomplete pass. Probably good. He threw that low because Zachary Gilkerson was coming up to lay some wood on that one. If he's anything like his daddy over here, TJ, he can lay some wood for sure. 4:28 to go. Clock stop. Great game so far. We stumbled into a great game. Last second audible game time decision. And we're making it work here. Handoff off tackle. One move, tackled. Nothing doing there. Got about a yard. Stop and play here. I think TJ, AJ, I think is thinking right now, hey, it's third down and long in their territory. 4 minutes to go. I'm going to use a timeout.
This is
and
how
get another shot at getting the ball up the field if we can stop them here.
That's how we combat what we lost in the first quarter by not putting anything up on the board. You know, let's see if we can. Let's see if we not only can score here, stop them, score here. Then we're going to also get the ball back to start the second half.
Right.
And then we can turn around and maybe talk about making something 21-0.
Yep, absolutely. I want to thank some other sponsors: C.H. Vallis and Associates, H&H Truck Parts, LPL Financial. As TJ mentioned, we're going to start our weekly podcast here over at Nathan's Patio, get you some updates for the week, give you some heads up on good matches for the upcoming week, and let you know where we're going to be. As I said, I'll be over at Walsh University tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. You can catch me and Drew Sarakman back on the mic with me tomorrow night. Cackley Insurance, Leathernecks Nation MC. Thanks to all those sponsors. We appreciate you for sure. 3rd and 8 here for Claymont. Dropping back, going over the top, deep ball, and overthrown right away. Great coverage by the Falcons. Pass was intended for, let's see, Logan Arnold, a sophomore, has some wheels, but the Falcons were running with him. It's going to bring up 4th down and long. So TJ, that timeout on 3rd down, and now an incomplete, stop the clock again. So the Falcons, I believe, have 2 timeouts left. Let's see. Yep. Fairless has 2 timeouts left. They're going to have good field position and over 4 minutes to do some damage here before half. Here's the snap. Falcons go conservative. Dropped it, picked it back up. Made a guy miss. No flag on the play there. Spin move. Getting a little loose with a rock. Got to secure that rock. And he does. He fought to get back to the 43-yard line. Whew, scares me, TJ, when I see that ball flying out there. A little chicken wing in the rain. So the Falcons are going to have 4:04 to go. Good field position, plenty of time all day, really. 4-minute drive. Can probably run the rock, get 7, 8, 10 at a time, and have plenty of time to get this in the end zone. Stopped raining here now, so it's clear now. I'm sure that ball's still a little bit wet. Little hesitation there for Mikey, and he threw it wide right, incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete. Bring up 2nd down, 10.
You can follow us, folks. You can see us on Twitter. If you're on Twitter now, TJ's over there posting some stuff for us at Stark Media Team. Also on Facebook as well as Instagram. It's the same. It's at SMG Network 1. Give us a like, a follow, and a share. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here. This is Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing on the SMG Network YouTube stream.
Had to give my boy Cam Carl up there a little love on Twitter, man. We're going to see if he gets some love here on this possession with 4 minutes left to go in the first half.
Cam Carl in motion there. He's going to settle down wide left. Little pitch to the left to Peter Killey. Peter Killey tucking it. Gets to the field, gets out of bounds. Little late push there, but it wasn't egregious, so near a 1st down. Fairless probably hopes it is a first down, so the clock's going to stop till they get it set. Got the ball in the left hash here. 3:52 to go. And right now, Coach Sarbaugh can do just about anything he wants with this spot on the field here. Hesitation, threw it, early contact. Well, I'd like to see Mikey Ritterbeck step back and deliver that ball. Looks like he's doing some pump fakes. Indecisive right now, so I'd like to see him be a little bit more decisive. I'm sure his dad would forgive me for the criticism being upstairs and a guy I grew up with. Shout out to Mike Ritterbeck and his wife that I call the Ninja, because you should see the girl play poker, man. It's never good.
I've met a couple ninjas in my day.
Drops back, Ritterbeck looking right. Nothing. Throws it way late, gets drilled at the 50-yard line, but he got up right away. Threw that one away, got in the flat, so that's an incomplete. So now, TJ, 3rd and long for the Falcons. 3:40. He took 15 seconds off the clock.
Let's get creative.
I think you can go back to run on a rock. You could possibly get it back here, if not most of it.
Tell you, this defensive line really has done a nice job, though. Talking about number 79, Camden McCall, only a sophomore, working over top of right tackle, coming from that left defensive end position. How about number 16? Don't have him here on the list, but that looks like we're gonna get a change on that. Looks like a 6'4" guy coming off the edge. Great pressure.
I'd like to see a little inside throw. Oh, he's going deep. Over the top. Wide open. Cam Carl. Caught. Touchdown Falcons. A breakdown in coverage. Mikey Ritterbeck takes the ball off his hip and throws a dime to the 10-yard line, and Cam Carl did the rest.
Whew. Gotta love that if you're Coach A.J. Sarbaugh. 3rd and long, finding out what your quarterback's all about. You mentioned the play before, give him a little bit of criticism. Nothing wrong with that. You have a bad play, it's all about shaking it off and coming back to the next one. Well, the one after that, wow, big play right there. That's that momentum changer we just talked about.
Absolutely. Took 20 seconds off the board, gets a score.
Playing the clock.
Here's the PAT. And all kinds of pressure up the middle, but he was able to get that off and get it up, get it good. 14-0 Fairless with 3:34 to go in the first half. Great play call there. TJ, the DBs for Claymont needed the Wi-Fi password because they were nowhere near in range on that one. Shout out to the cheerleaders down there. I texted the wife and said, hey, we're headed over to Fairless. You need to come over and hang out with your cheerleaders. It's been 30 years since she was down there, but
it's all right. Hey,
you know,
the captain of the household still has the moves, man. Saw him the other night, man. I'll tell you what, good times. Hey, it's always a great feeling and vibe out here. Even though you mentioned, Jeff, you had a little bit of inclement weather come in, still a great crowd is here. You got him dancing, man. That's all you, man. That's what happens when you come out here with the natural. They just start dancing and
dancing and pointing.
These guys are busy down here. I'll tell you what, we were talking with Nate Held, and we thinking, oh, man, you thought you were retired here. Thought this was Zach's job. And he's like, got 99 days left, man. It's like 30 days in the hole, man. And how they want him to play some music. He's just worried about training the clock operator guy, because there's really no more important person in this press box right now than the guy operating the scoreboard.
You know you're going to see that guy next year anyway here running that board. Here's the kick. It's a good one down to the 8-yard line. Lots of room to run. Found a seam. And got great field position with plenty of time for Claymont now. A late tackle there. I think it was Nathan Dotson that made the tackle there. Saved a touchdown. Claymont taking over at their own 48.
Score update up there at Northwest, 21-6. Indians on top.
So now let's see. Claymont has 2 timeouts of their own with 3.5 to go with 52 yards to get there.
Interested to see some of the scores here as we updated halftime. Massillon hosting Bergen. Bergen is a top 25 team, just like the Tigers. Interested to see what McKinley's doing with Cass Tech.
Yep.
Also interested to see what the Perry Panthers are doing with Warren Harding.
Absolutely. That's going to let us know how real Perry is after tonight. Drops back on the throw over to the flats. Wobbler caught it. Great tackle. Made him pay for that one.
We got to find out who this 16 is. Number 16.
Yeah, he's not on our list.
Not
here.
on the list. I'm going to find out at halftime. He's a really nice young-looking player. He's the one that I got lost on as the defensive end.
It's probably either Jackson Jenks or Brady Henry, I would guess, because sometimes the road jersey, you know, they switch numbers. Nice-looking player. Paul got hands.
Sure does.
Going 4 wide. Throw. Same play. Another tackle out of bounds.
I think you might be onto something there, partner. I think that is Jackson Jenks, just a sophomore, because he plays that outside linebacker position. He's playing wide receiver. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you saw that far field. He was one-on-one, and I would have maybe taken a shot at him. If you had the time, I mean, he's out there wide side of the field, running that vertical. Man, throw it up there. You're down 14-0 before halftime. Take a shot. You're at least coming. And if it doesn't get intercepted,
you're right, man.
And if it's incomplete, it's still third and short.
He's got Revis Island over there. You're right. They're going to run the rock off tackle. Going to cut it. Great move. Great run. All kinds of room and an unbelievable collision there at the 25-yard line. That's the young Pomnio, TJ. Still calling the Pomnio name out here at Fairless. 2:11 to go. Clock stopped while they reset. Falcons up 14 rip with 2:11. Fairless going quads now in their coverage, dropping them back a little bit. Deuce is right. And that QB draw, bounces it outside. Made 2 guys miss, but the Falcons were able to swarm that one and only give up a yard or so. Like I said, Claymont has 2 touchdowns left, so they got plenty of time here with 1:45 to go at the Falcons' 22-yard line. If you're Claymont, you really want to punch this one in because, like you said, TJ, Fairless gets the ball back at half.
And that's when you're going to start to see a combination of McVicker. You're going to see Peter Killey. Now it's going to wear you down.
Fade in the corner.
That's the play I was looking for. Just a few again. Now this time it was double covered. Cam Carl was more over the top. And I think that's because you were operating inside of the left hash. The last time they had it, more space to the wide side of the field. So Cam was kind of playing a little bit center right. But yeah, that time, I think he also probably got a message from coach. Do not get beat over the top to the back pylon. Do not let that happen or we're going to have a big problem on the sideline, me and you, buddy.
Fans getting back into it now. 1:22 left. 3rd down play here, 3rd and 9. Going to the same play. Got pressure, rolling out, throws into the wide side of the field. Caught, tackled in the open field by Pomnio again, but it's going to be 1st down. Stops the clock as he even got out of bounds. So,
how about the awareness of the quarterback pressing that line of scrimmage?
Absolutely.
Dumps it off right as he takes a shot. That's gutsy.
Good heads up, kept his eyes downfield. I thought he was going to tuck and run.
McMorrow's a really nice young-looking quarterback. I mean, just a junior. I don't think we knew much about him or from a team in Claymont that didn't have a very successful year last year, but you got to like his size, stature, the way he runs, and his heads-up ability.
Which is pretty poised, too. Handoff to the field. All kinds of room outside. Got another great collision. He got in there, but there's a penalty in the way, in the area of holding.
And if it's coming back, that's fine. That is a touchdown. No, if it isn't, they're going to get a hold on the outside perimeter as they work past. If they got outside the right hash,
that kills them.
But you could tell too, Jeff, as the young man stretched back across the end zone, looked like it was off his back. He would have kind of reverse slammed that thing into the end zone.
Tell you what, TJ, this is the 2nd time we did a D5 game, and the hitting is every bit as good as the D1, D2 games we just did.
No doubt.
Like crazy. There's been 4 solid hits there so far tonight. They still got plenty of time. It's 1st and goal from the 15-yard line. They got 47 seconds and 2 timeouts, but they've got 4 plays max. So Quick throw. Picked off! Falcons got it. Falcons running it back. Peter Snavely again comes up huge, and there's a penalty on the play. The interception should stand. TJ, I noticed that route got cut short, threw it where his guy was supposed to be, and Peter Snavely just ate that one up. He's going to be holding on the Falcons, so that's going to bring it back a little bit on that bring back, but I don't know how much it matters with 40 seconds left. Going to have to run some plays because they do have 2 timeouts left.
How about Peter? He's over here playing a little defensive end, thinking, man, got Hilsher Clark player of the game, week 1. Got the boys back in the booth, week 3.
He's going to start giving us some C notes to have us come every game. We'll be here next week, so
I'll take him. Everybody loves a C note, but I'll tell you what, for that to drop back, I don't think they were going to be taking any type of shot at it anyways, Jeff. That's really just not AJ's type of game. You know, you're up 14-0 now. You wouldn't want to risk anything.
You really got to get a first down here, though, with them having 2 timeouts. But
I don't think you're going to see many shots here.
No. Steady dose of Peter Kelly here. Got the fullback in, got the spread line. Kelly's got pulled down here after a couple-yard gain. And Claymont not taking a timeout. Looks like Claymont's just going to let this go to half. Interesting. All right. He probably says, hey, look, only bad things can happen at this point when they have the rock, because they're just going to run it off tackle. So at halftime, Fairless is up 14-0. Fairless is going to get the ball back as we come back after the half, just like what TJ said. Real good first half. A lot of big hitting, a lot of good stuff in the trenches that we noticed. Just smart play on both sides of the ball. Really one turnover there at the end cost Claymont, but we're going to go to halftime here. I'm going to thank some sponsors, and then we'll be right back as you can enjoy the halftime festivities with the band here. So Hilsher Clark, Electric Player of the Game. Man, it's wide open at this point. There's all kinds of nominees going on out there. Also want to thank Walsh University, Dry Mind Group, Lindsay's Pizza, the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club, Milano Chiropractic. I went over there today, got everything fixed on me. He puts me back together quite a bit. Give him a call, 330-705-0209. And also C.H. Fallis and Associates, H&H Truck Parts, LPL Financial, Nathan's Patio, Cackley's Insurance, Leathernecks Nation MC. This halftime show is sponsored by LPL Financial. We'll come back here in about 10-15 minutes, and we'll give you some updates on local scores. But at half right now, the Falcons lead it over Claymont, 14-0. We'll be right back.
Please welcome to the field the Claymont Marching Band. Under the direction of April Leinert, the Claymont Marching Band presents their show Resilience, featuring popular songs Thunder by Imagine Dragons, Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, and The Wizard of Oz Meets the Wiz from the hit 1970s adaptation of The Wizard of Oz and the Wiz. Resilience is the story of going through difficult times, wrestling with doubt, and choosing to grow beyond your struggles into something more beautiful on the other side. In life, we're often reminded that the choices we make along the journey shape us just as much as the final destination.
It's actually on a delay right now. But it goes to a YouTube channel called SMG Network.
Claymont Marching Band is also under the direction of Assistant Director Stephen Chambers with the additional staff of Carrie Kunkel and Samantha Masters. We hope you enjoyed this evening's performance. The band will be performing at numerous band competitions this season. We'd also like to wish the Fairless Marching Band a great season this year, and go Mustangs!
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing here on the Stark Media Group YouTube stream. Got about a minute 52 here before game time again here to start the second half as the umbrellas come out and it is starting to pour for sure. Thanks for joining us here. You can see at the ticker tape at the bottom. We'll get that score updated as well. It is actually 14-0 here at the half. Fairless doing a good job of moving the rock on the ground. Had some success there, a broken play and a wide open Cam Carl there for touchdown from Mikey Ritterback over the top. But a good running game for both teams, really. Claymont marched it down multiple times into the red zone. Couldn't convert a 4th and 2 to start the game. And then after that, towards the end of the half there, they drove it all the way down to the 15, about the 8-yard line, got a penalty, called it back, which was a touchdown. So that took a holding call, took a touchdown off the board. 2 plays later, they threw a interception there that the Falcons were able to grab and then just run the clock out there for the end of the half. Now, as they come back on the field here, you expect both teams to run the rock now, a little less thrown if it's going to be rainy and wet like this. Before we get going, we've got about a minute here. I'm going to hit you with some scores. And we'll go from there. Local scores, Glen Oak Golden Eagles and Austin Fitch, 0-0 at half. Claymont, as you know, down 14-0 here to Fairless. Jackson up 17-0 over Stowe. Hoover putting it on North Vikings, 40-0 at half. So that will be, it's not a running clock until the second half, but it will be starting the second half. So they'll come out of the gate with a running clock right away for Hoover over North. Northwest, 21-6. That was the game we were scheduled to do, but caught an audible at the end and got over here to Fairless country to call a good one so far, 14-0, like I said here. Perry Panthers against Warren Harding. I made the comment earlier. Perry's 2-0. They beat St. V. In a down year, really. So this is really, to me, the biggest test so far of the year to see if Perry Panthers are for real. They're 7-7 at half against Warren Harding, a really good Warren Harding team. McKinley down 13-3 at half against a Case Tech team that came in here from out of state. Lake Blue Streaks are up 17-0 over Brecksville. Massillon Tigers have their hands full at halftime against Bergen Catholic. Both teams are top 25 in the country, and it's 21-21 at half.
21-21.
So,
Bergen and Massillon.
You know, Massillon finally getting into a game where they knew it would be a tough one.
Yeah, you know. It was tough last year when they played them. I just got called a mob scene down there.
I got up here just in time, TJ.
Hey, I was with the Fairless team.
Oh, you?
As they were coming out of the field, I got this video I'm getting ready to put out of them. And, I mean, there was some jawing going on because you got Claymont. They kind of V into the stadium, onto the field, right by the
getting chippy over there.
Concessions, right? So Claymont's coming from the right where the pizza and hot dogs are. Here comes from the M&Ms in the pot. Here comes Fairless. And
I love it.
They just had a high dose of sugar. They're ready to go.
I love it. Other scores in the area. Manchester up 21-0 over Marlington at half. Streetsboro 35 rip over Alliance. Orville putting it on those Central Catholic Crusaders 45-15. Sandy Valley continuing their hot streak 49-13 over East Canton. Minerva, Springfield, 0-0 first half. Let's see, St. Thomas Aquinas, 0-0 first half. Some of these still say first quarter, so I'm not real sure of the accuracy of these. So, but that's your LPL Financial Halftime Show. Now, TJ, join me back. They put 2 minutes back on the board. Give these kids time to come out and get warmed up. TJ,
great band show, but you know, the thing is, with the rain, I mean, you saw, Jeff, as I just got back up in here, it came down as hard as it's come down all day.
Absolutely.
And we're thinking it's going to steady out, but I think they weren't in any hurry, the officials, as they were talking to Zach Michael on the right side of the concession. Shout out to the new AD, Zach Michael. But they were over to the right, and I think the talk was, let's maybe extend this another 5 to 10 minutes, which they typically, when they come out, they put 3 on automatically for after the bands get off, give them the full time, but I think it was more 5 minutes or so. And
so
warm up.
I mean, ironically enough, I was just going to ask you that question, how that works. Is that an AD decision? Is it an official decision?
AD, it's them just having a conversation. What do you guys want to do? How do you feel about it? Are we both in agreement?
We're good. Yeah.
Home team decides. Go from there.
So it's a fluid thing. Almost back in action now. Like we mentioned, the Falcons are going to get the rock here this first possession. Out of the half. Both teams able to run the ball with a lot of success. Claymont got in trouble as they threw the rock down the stretch. I just talked to Mikey Ritterbeck's dad out there and his mom, and I said, I know you're going to listen to this game tomorrow.
Did they give you the C note? Come on, just tell me if they gave you the money. I just want to know about the money.
I said, hey, you're gonna hear it tomorrow. I said I was criticizing Mikey there for hesitating, and Mike said I was up in the booth yelling the same thing. So I said, but he came right back and threw a dime over the top right after that. So good players that make mistakes bounce back from him, and he did that.
He surely did. 2 plays after.
Yep.
Because that, I mean, he recognizing the wide open guy looking through your progression, which he did, and B, delivering it without having to make him stop. And Cam Carl cruised right underneath that thing.
Low kick, squibber, wet as heck, ball's bouncing all over the place. Just need to secure the rock, and they do at the 25.
I mean, that's a sign of a nice ball, Jeff. When you don't have to break stride, and Cam Carl didn't. And Cam Carl's got speed. Nah, he may have shifted down to third gear. Right, but in no way, shape, or form did he have to look over his back shoulder, turn his body. That thing was delivered in stride. It was a guy who was pissed off about a throw he made to before. That's what you could see, and that's the sign to me of a quarterback who wants to grow and develop.
I was never a quarterback, but I got to believe that is the scariest throw for a quarterback to make when a guy doesn't have somebody within 30 yards of him. All you got to do is get the ball in the air.
It's the wide open pull. It's the wide open pull shot. It's the one that's sitting right there, and you just miss.
All kinds of green pasture. It's
just miss.
Just miss the tree in the middle.
Yep.
So we're back in action here now as we get the score updated for you as well. 14-7, Falcons as they take over. Peter Kelly is in there at quarterback in the Wildcat.
Kelly on the Wildcat.
Curious with that out of the gate. Don't see Mikey Ritterbeck out there. I haven't done that in the last couple of weeks. I guess they might have did it 2 weeks ago against Sandy Valley a little bit. But, you know, A.J. Sauerball getting them another look at what he's doing. Okay, so he's under center now. Mikey Ritterbeck's under center. Same formation as normal. Got 2 guys in motion. Little toss left. Peter Kelly. Tripped up. Next to no gain. Maybe 2 yards on that one. Folks, thanks for joining us. You're listening to Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing on a Stark Media Group YouTube stream. Barring any other issues, we expect to be here next week, 7 o'clock Friday night against Triway. It's the opening game of the Pac-7 next week. So looks like Triway is going to take care of business over there, probably be 3-0. We'll see what happens with this one, but possible 2 undefeated teams rolling in here next week at the start of the league play. Mikey Ritterbeck rolling right, throwing right, and he threw a ball. Would have been perfect to Cam Carl. Defender just got his hand in there late. Parker Haney was able to stretch out with his left hand. Otherwise, that would have been a 25-yard dime. 4th down now for the Falcons, so 3 and out. Coming out of halftime there. As the rain now lets up. TJ, in that case, that might have been a bummer for the Falcons to come out here with a wet ball and pouring, rain's going sideways, and now it's let up.
Big stop for Claymont right here. And it is nice to know that it has slowed down because, quite frankly, it won't be as competitive a game, I think.
Good punt again. And that's punted down to the 37-yard line, maybe. Great punt there.
A lot of times it seems as though the home team, especially if they're a little bit bigger, maybe just got a little bit more talent on the field. When it starts to rain like that and it gets heavy, you're up 14-0. You think, cruise out after the probably strong halftime speech by Coach Sauerball, who probably screamed and yelled at him for only being up 14-0, and the defense having the ball moved on them.
Yep.
And, you thought they would come out fired up and just steamroll. Weather has stopped now, thankfully, and I think that's going to allow itself for Claymont after a big stop right there see what they can do on offense. They did it in the first half. They
Yep.
came down and drove the length. See if they can do it again.
And kudos to these fans on both sides, not leaving. Handoff, running left, cutting it back, made a guy miss. Open field to the 50, 45, ran out of bounds by Pomnio. And some
Fox
chirping
had something to
going
say
on
about it.
there.
Oh, love that.
Both sides of the fence got some dogs barking there. 10:18 to go. This is
Fox, are you not impressed with this number 2? I mean, when he's able to just find a little crease.
Yeah.
For the first half, I mean, he was obviously a bright spot. We talked about Jackson Jenks, who's going to the short side right. He to me looks like a good football player.
yeah. They've got 3 or 4 solid athletes over there.
And McMorrow, the quarterback,
Yeah.
he impressed me at times.
Absolutely. So I missed that call there by the official. And it's on Fairless. Must have been encroachment. So not the best way Fairless wants to come out, doing a 3 and out, then punting it, giving up a big run. You know, that's a game of adjustments, right?
Yeah, and I apologize for laughing. It's just, again, it's because you see the officials getting the clock operator. We got Nate Held working a new clock operator in here. Man, the dude's doing a great job. I've seen great flow of the game, especially for a lot of running. Different stops here and there will catch you off guard with the pass game. He's done a great job.
Quarterback rolling right now. Hit. No gain there for Claymont.
Now, I say that about the chuckle with A.J. Sarbaugh, knowing him well enough to know that I guarantee you it was a spirited halftime talk, and it was aimed at the defense.
Yeah.
Right? It was, okay, you know, regardless of if we come out and score on this opening drive, you need to do better than you did in the first half, even though it's 14-0.
Right.
And now,
Well, look,
he would have never thought it would be 3 and out, and them coming back with the ball inside of their 35.
Absolutely. Second down now. Another off-tackle run and another breakthrough on those arm tackles. Falcons are just a little bit late getting to that hole, and it is a first down.
You know, and that's also the other thing about halftime speeches. A lot of people don't think that typically if it's just a rah-rah, real spirited, that guys are all going to respond well to that,
Right.
and that's just not the case.
Right.
Because every case is different. That's what I know from my days of leadership and leading guys onto the field. Every case is different, man. Not everybody processes that the same way.
Falcons hold their water there. Good adjustment from week 1 when we saw them jump off sides 3-4 times after a good play by the other team. Holding their water so far tonight. Another quick handoff. Got it in the backfield there. 2 Falcons on the tackle. And Drew Fox had nowhere to go on that one.
Nick Vicker in there along with Peter Snavely, and I like the way Peter Snavely has started to grow as a player, not just from, you know, obviously with what we saw from week 1, but, you know, there's an excitement, there's a leadership ability there that you also don't kind of see from a lot of young sophomores. I told you I had a chance to talk to him after the game, and, you know, he just looked very shy kid. He's, you know, looks like he's grown up a little bit in 3 weeks.
Hey. You're not a sophomore anymore, right?
Nah.
You're already considered a junior.
And
All kinds of pressure there. Missed the tackle in the backfield. Snively, deep ball over top. Picked off. Cam Carl, he dropped it. Oh, he had it in the breadbasket. Dropped it at the 7-yard line.
Between Cam Carl and Peter Snavely, you're going to have them both just sitting there hanging their head thinking, what did I just let happen right there? Cam had it in his hands, and then it came out. I don't know if the traffic which crossed in front of him caused him to drop it. There was, you know, it's high. It's
dark
still
spot
wet.
over
still
there.
wet. It's still a little bit wet out, but it was right in his hands. But then Peter Snavely, we're talking about him, hyping him up as the ball snapped.
Yep.
And he's able, you know, he almost had a sack for a 7-8 yard loss.
I like how what they do with him. They move him in, they move him out.
Yep.
Sometimes he's in coverage. He's athletic enough to do that. And again, Snavely. Oh, he did it again. Knocked it up in the air. McVicker with the pickoff after a Snavely. Another block at the line. Second time we've seen that from him. Getting in there, using his hops, knocking it down into the air where his player could roll up there and pick it off. Unbelievable. Huh?
He heard it. Yeah,
He heard us.
Yeah, he
I
heard it.
The guys in the booth were saying they heard us talking smack up here on the young man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, He's gonna mess around and be a two-time.
And I mean, listen, if he would have swatted it up in the air to himself and he intercepted it and took it back, then we're gonna start talking about making a D and two-time player in 3 weeks. Not gonna happen here, man.
And he's a sophomore. Peter Kelly in motion. Mikey rolling out, looking great ball, better catch. Cam Carl. Cam Carl can just do it all, brother.
Yeah, I had to talk a little smack to his mama in the parking lot. She was out there grabbing stuff out of her car. I said, man, you and your girls down there trying to start a dance party in the middle of a football game. I said, got to figure Marissa's in the middle of it down there. Now, it's a nice scene as we came in as they were warming up down on the field. You know, they do a great job kind of intro and everything. And love that the crowd has stuck around. Student section is lively. Great job by both bands at halftime. Yeah. Also, all the introductions and presentations of the cheerleaders.
TJ, I haven't seen a better media book all year. No. In 3 years, I don't think.
No. You're gonna
nice
see
ring binder here.
You're gonna see two young fingerprints be put on this community. One has already been felt. AJ Sarball, with going on the best run that Fairless football has ever had in a 3-year stretch, 4-year stretch. And now with Zach Michael. Both young guys know each other very well, will work very, very well together and continue to build this. And, you know, unfortunately, years down the line, you just never, the talk would always be, well, people will notice that and attract their attention.
Here's a third down play for Fairless. Good ball over there. Snavely brings it in. He got the catch. There for a first down. There's a flag down. Legal man downfield, I think, TJ.
Yes. But yeah, you know, and that's the sad thing for a lot of young or smaller programs.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a coach with a lot of success, here comes the big boy.
Are you suggesting that our guy's going to be out of here soon?
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well,
but I can tell you this:
Fairless is doing what they can to take care and keep him.
There will be a lot of Division I schools that will look at AJ Sarball and want him to come and coach their team within the next 3 to 4 years.
And justified.
Yeah, justified. And then, you know, with Zach Michael following in his dad's footsteps, him now starting off, you know, on the backside of Nate Held, who's done a phenomenal job at places he's been, like here in Tuslaw, and also him being a young guy coming out of the Jackson program. He knows what he's doing. He'll build this thing up too, and somebody's going to come and look at him maybe in 5-10 years like, show me the money. That's how it kind of works.
Right.
And it's the way of the business world in administration. 101 economics right there, folks.
So that was an illegal man downfield after the penalty. Now the Falcons redo third and 6 here at the midfield as the rain is totally stopped. Now umbrellas got out, or put away rather. Mikey Ritterback rolls left, looking, tons of pressure, made a guy miss. Throws it, and smart play there. He threw it only where his guy could maybe catch it, a little bit high, but that's a smart quarterback play right there at this level. He evaded that pressure, nearly got sacked, got out in space, and just got rid of the rock.
You know what? And good job again by this defense for Claymont. You see the two guys running off the field there. Number 56, Brody Cameron, a sophomore D lineman. He was the guy that applied the pressure, thought he was going to be able to get him down. A lot of times you'll see sophomores that a quarterback will shake that one off. By the time he's a senior, he shouldn't be getting away from him. But guys like him, you saw him running off with Jackson Jenks. Real nice player, you know, alongside Zachary Douglas, who's man in the middle. I mean, there's a lot of really good young talent on this Claymont football team, especially in the trenches, which you don't typically see.
Right.
And at Claymont.
Great punt there, Peter Snavely. We haven't talked about his ability as a punter.
Oh, boy.
Bro, he's pinning them down.
Boy. I mean, boy. Oh, hey, welcome, folks, to the Peter Snavely Show.
You know what I'm excited about being an alumni here is looking down at the age of these players.
Yeah.
A lot of these impact players are sophomores, juniors.
Well,
the young Pomnio is a freshman.
All the guys that have left, talk about Pomnio, introducing me to his dad at halftime, thinking, you know, you got another one coming up, which him and Yoder and Colucci's, those guys leave, and you're thinking, okay, what now?
Yeah, exactly.
What now? Here you go. Cam Carl turned into a real nice player.
Yeah.
McVicker turned into a real nice player. We knew what we were going to get with Killy.
Absolutely.
My question was, after Big Country left, my boy Zach Collier.
Oh, a big run left. Lots of room and another big hit in the open field there. Pomnio stepping up and hitting hard. Not afraid to hit somebody in open field as a freshman for sure. But a good run there by Claymont. Gets the ball moving, gets the sticks moving, but there's another penalty down. Starting to kill Claymont. These untimely holding calls. So far been a solid game by the officials from what I can tell, as opposed to last week. TJ, you're not going to believe it. I've got video of that incomplete pass that they called. They first said roughing the passer, and then they said incomplete.
Okay.
It was an incomplete pass. He shoveled like this right before he got hit. So I eat my words on that one, not the other 8. So that's going to bring him back. That's a killer for him there. Got the first down. 10-yard penalty there brings him back. It's going to be 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Fairless up, 14-0. Throw over the middle. Great defense. Had the ball there. Thought he was going to bring it in. Zachary Gilkerson broke that one up. I talked to his dad. I just saw his dad out there as well. It's always fun to come here and see folks you grew up with.
Another score update here for you just at the half. Green 7, Talmadge 6. Talmadge always kind of comes in and plays Federal League teams tough. If you notice any of that, Talmadge has played Green quite a few times here over the last few years.
Second down play here. Drops back another. Pressure. Threw it away. Got rid of it just in time. Had double pressure in the backfield there. You just called him out a moment ago. Colin Sullivan still got to take over after Xavier left, right?
Yep. Another call, you're up, man. Another big body got to come out there and produce. I don't know if he's going to have anybody like Dom Emer coming up and giving him back slaps in the weight room, but, another Collier's got to figure out something to do, man, and he's expected to, if Big Brother's teaching him, he's in his ear at all, he's expecting to hold down at least. He's expecting to be a 2-gap type player, man. Hold down A-B gap if he can.
Actually, Colin Sullivan. That's
okay, Colin.
Yep. One of the seniors on this defense. Jet sweep, handoff. Snavely had him, missed him. Step up in the lane, though. Man, another great open field tackle. John Hill has been all over the place defensively. Mom texting, she's a mile and a half down the road here saying, it's lightning out. Are you guys okay?
Oh, gosh.
Said it's not lightning, Mom. We're still playing football.
Hey, don't let the officials know.
We're still playing football.
We don't want a 30-minute delay, Mom. Don't jinx this thing.
So now 4th down. Claymont in their own end zone here. Little bit of pressure, low line drive. And Falcons are going to stay away from that one. It's going to turn into a good punt by Claymont to get it clear down to the 37-yard line as the Falcons are going to take over 1st and 10. 5:09 to go here in the third quarter. Falcons holding on to a 14-0 lead. You're listening to Jeff Tyler, TJ Downing on the Stark Media Group YouTube stream.
Hey, a couple new things I didn't get a chance to hit you to here, partner. We're going to have something that we're going to talk about here between Q3 and Q4. Our friends at Canton Air Sports are going to jump on with us tomorrow. Also, want to talk a little bit more about our friends at Rooster Tail Seasoning, ma'am. They got a lot of great things going on, and two of those that are jumping on behind us as they've heard some of the things, been able to see some of the things we're going to start doing here. Got to get them involved. We'll talk about them.
And a handoff there, nothing doing. Trying to get Troy McVicker another carry. He had a touchdown in the first half there. Here's Fairless' second possession now, the second half. He came out throwing it a little bit there. First possession as the rain. TJ, each time Falcons get the ball, it starts raining again. Let's see if they keep it conservative, still run the rock. They got a loss of 2 on that one. 2nd and 12. Ritterbeck rolling right, throwing right. Great ball, great coverage, but got 5 yards on that on a great ball, great catch. Jumped up, Gilkerson. Another junior, rather. Gilkerson's a junior. He plays both sides of the ball. A lot of, this Division V level, TJ, you see a lot more of the two-way players.
Jeff, shameless plug here, man, for Prime. Hopefully they're listening right now. We can take all the money we can get. But have you ever had a Prime before? This is my first time ever doing it. Never had? All right, no sugar. Tastes like it's got a ton of sugar in it, but I don't know. It's kind of sticking on me, man.
That's not a...
It's kind of like a new wave vitamin water type deal.
Okay. 5 wide now. You're back looking deep. Man open. Over the top. Caught Snavely. Great toss. Great catch all the way down to the 30-yard line. They went 5 wide. Mikey Retterbeck rolled out. Was patient. Let his guys settle in the middle of that zone. 1st and 10, Fairless.
On the next Peter Snavely episode, he goes and turns himself into a wide receiver and starts catching long bombs down the sideline.
I think he was selling popcorn at halftime.
This dude's about to have his own soap opera out here in Navarre, man. This dude's doing it all. Punting, you're gonna be talking about him punting again before the end of this game.
Fairless now packs it in. Killy in the backfield, toss left to Killy. Nice cut, great hit there by. Let's see, get a number on that. Great tackle there in the middle of the field. That was Camden McCall, a sophomore defensive lineman. Looked like Peter Killy had some room to run. Got about 5 yards on that, but he paid for it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see a big style type touchdown here coming up for Fairless. You can kind of feel it brewing after a slow start to the second half, which I don't think they expected.
Got them wide splits again on the line. Killy bounces it outside, stiff arm, cuts it back, flag on the carpet, 2 flags on the carpet. This one's going to come back. Holding on the entire student body, looks like. So that one's going to come back. Shout out to the cameraman tonight, killing it. Killing it, TJ.
Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. We're driving from Canal Fulton down to Navarre. Jesus, take the wheel. Single lane roads. Nah, man, I'll tell you what. Another thing that we know will just drive coaches absolutely insane is when you start going backwards like this. You know, you're getting closer to that red zone. Call it that rooster tail seasoning, that hard red zone to get into, man. I mean, it's a little spicy down there, so Fairless going to have to cool off a little here, back it off.
So replay 2nd down, 2nd 15. Ritterbeck steps up in the lane. He's going to take off, and a great pursuit and tackle again from behind. That was Camden McCall.
Talk
the
about
sophomore
him all night, man.
Is starting to take control of this line.
Claymont's got sophomore dudes all over across the line outside of the captain, Zachary Douglas, who's a senior. 79 has got it done. Look, you've got Calvin Edwards.
TJ, this
number 80, a defensive end coming in. He's only a freshman.
This is
look at him.
Best JV game in the country right now. We got nothing but sophomores and juniors on the field.
I mean, look at number 80 coming out here, freshman, just seeing it. Look, he's a little thin, just a freshman, but look how long he stretches out at that defensive end spot at coming right defensive end.
Hungry.
Man.
5 wide. Peter Killy, jet sweep, toss over top. Got a man. Wobbly pass. Almost picked off. Cam Carl. Unbelievable catch. Stepped in the lane like he's playing hoops. Grabbed a rock and went to the rack. Unbelievable. On a poor throw. Don't blame Killy. He's not a quarterback in the rain. Unbelievable awareness by Cam Carl to step in there and get that rock and keep the chains moving. Are you kidding me? That was, the guy was camped, he was camped under it, ready to call a fair catch on an interception.
Well, the other thing too, I mean, and the thing we saw earlier with Cam down here is he missed that interception. He had it in his hands at the opposite 10. That time, it was somebody that came across his vision there. That time he didn't allow it to happen. Pretty good comeback for number 1 right there.
Unbelievable. And now handoff off tackle, Peter Killy. 2 guys miss in the lane. And that's demoralizing for Claymont. Whenever you sit there and you play hard-nosed football and your line starts stepping up and hitting guys, you got a pass in the air. Looks like it's going to be picked off. And then our guy Cam Carl steps up with one of the plays of the year so far for me. Inside a minute, 3rd quarter. Falcons still holding on to a 14-0 lead here, but they are threatening now on a 2nd and short. The rain has arrived again. Here's a snap. Peter Killey. All kinds of room to run. Touchdown, Falcons. Peter Killey off tackle. Untouched until he got to the goal line. Falcons 20. Claymont 0.
How about that? Woo. Kind of Moses parting the Red Sea there in Navarre. I'll tell you what, Peter Killey, the way he impresses me with his vision to be able to see in between the tackles and then outside. I mean, it's early in the season, but I'll tell you what, as far as Stark County running backs go, you know, a lot of talk about Jameer Gamble, Mookie over there at Massillon, and they're tied up in a little bit of a dogfight with Bergen.
Yep.
I'm starting to think about some other running backs like a Jamar Johnson, who we had a chance to see there, McKinley. They couldn't get it done against Avon. Not sure how they're doing against Cass Tech tonight, but I'm starting to think about some of the really nice backs in Stark County, and number 4 is starting to climb up there a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Be interesting to see after week 3 what the numbers look like there. I think he's got 5 or 6 touchdowns already in the season.
Yeah. He's collected a good bit of yardage.
He put
tonight.
up 175 last week on the ground.
I mean, I feel like early here with still 28 seconds left in the third quarter, I mean, he's kind of the guy that sticks at the top to me for Hilscher Clark Electric Player of the Game. I think Cam, even though he hasn't gotten into the end zone, 2 really, really fantastic catches.
Cam did get an end zone.
That was him on the fade on the wide open.
No,
the deep.
So
you've got,
and that was a great catch too. He had to kind of come out.
That was the second touchdown of the game.
Yep.
That made it 14-0.
First one was
Cam. I was thinking about the missed interception down here. So you've got the
guys.
touchdown. You've got the Killey pass to Cam Carl. So we're talking about Peter Killey. That's a halfback pass.
Right.
Huge play. He's been in on a couple little simple receptions, 10 yarders. That he hasn't dropped anything in a rainy night.
Hey, it's starting to be the law firm of McVicker, Killey, Carl, and we'll put Ritter back on that as well.
And then there's him, managing an
managing
offense
a nice game at the varsity level. You're a sophomore.
Horrible conditions for a sophomore quarterback. You always hate your sophomore quarterback having to deal with weather like this, on and off rain.
Absolutely.
Now it's dry. Now it's wet. He's managed it well.
He's thrown a couple high balls. He hesitated on a couple, but he's thrown some dimes as well. So,
we've got options, and not once did we mention Peter Snavely. Thank you.
Just now?
Yeah. Now he's in the 5th place.
Oh yeah.
See, I put Peter Snavely at the back of the bus.
He's a junior in the law firm, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said, TJ, both sides of the ball, impact players are young. Both programs got to be pretty excited about the youth they have that is stepping up and playing hard. You got any more updates here on scores at all? We'll get to that here in a minute.
We'll start pulling
some recent stuff
off Twitter.
That Masson game was 21-all at half. McKinley was down 17-3 at half. Ooh. Glen Oak was 0s at half.
Glen Oak was taking on who tonight?
Fitch, Austintown Fitch, on the road. So 0-0 on the road at Fitch is not a bad way to be. And a good run there by Claymont. Moving the chains, down 21 rip. Need to get something established here. You've got almost going to be 4th quarter here. You're in a spot where you're down 3 scores, but you can't really abandon the run. They've had success running the ball. They do hand it off. And a good tackle there again. Hunter Dean, we talked about him a lot 2 weeks ago. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter, folks. We're going to flip the field, do it again at the 46-yard line. 21 rip Falcons. Our pregame show was sponsored by C.H. Fallis and Associates. Halftime show was sponsored by LPL Financial. Our postgame will be sponsored by Drive Mine Group. By the end of the night, our major sponsor, Hilscher Clark Electric Company, we will announce the player of the game, the electric player of the game. And we've got about 8 candidates right now, so we'll have to work through that and figure that out.
It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, we might be arguing on this one. Follow us on Twitter at Stark Media Team. TJ's posting stuff right and left as we speak on all our platforms. Also on Facebook and Instagram at SMG Network 1. give us a follow, share, and a like, and a subscribe. We appreciate that. That helps us out, helps our sponsors out, allows us to continue to do this free service with audio, video for you to bring you these games. And TJ, it's week 3, man. It's been fun. It's our 4th game together. Having fun being on the mic with you, dude.
Having a ball, man. You know, it's only going to get better from here. Once we get into league play, like you talked about, starting next week, when we're back here, when we get a chance to see what was probably going to be a battle of 3-0s here now.
Yep.
Triway and Fairless. League play always kind of starts to bring out a different group of guys.
Yep.
Because this is now technically with scrimmages, almost like a little preseason, which is your out-of-conference games for 3 weeks. Once those are behind you, it starts to get a different vibe and a different feel, man. You're focused, like locked in on one goal only.
Yep.
Because all other goals start after winning the Pac-7.
Yeah, so I think, what, 6
playoffs don't matter.
Right.
Win the Pac-7.
6 out of 7 final games are Pac-7 teams. They do play CVCA still, which is, like you mentioned, no longer in the Pac-7 this year. So that's a non-league game as Falcons pick up a penalty here to move the chains for Claymont.
I'm excited to see, I believe does Zach Miller still play for Triway? Did he graduate last year? The Miller kid.
Haven't had time to dig into to their squad yet.
I can't remember if he was a junior or not. And he's a really, really nice player for Triway. So I'm interested to see if he's back in the deal.
Quick throw in the out, caught and knocked out of bounds. Might keep that clock rolling though, but TJ, I'm not sure the rule here at this level. If they get knocked out of bounds going backwards in high school, does the clock still run?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I mean, they stopped it on that one. He was definitely going back, but
hey, we're working in a new operator. I like it though. 21-0. Keep the clock rolling sometimes. Obviously, we know that Triway always puts out a really good product. They're always a tough out in any sport, really. Kids are always going to play tough.
That purple pack over there had a lot of battles with them over there. Their gym, TJ, is that like set down in below.
Yep.
So your front row seat, you're 8-9 feet in the air for a front row. It's a really cool place to play hoops. 3rd down here now for the visiting Claymont Mustangs. They're going to need to get this ball in the end zone and start stepping up on D. Down 21 rip on the road to a good Fairless team. Looking forward, like you said, Triway and Fairless are both ranked. Fairless, and a ball's on the carpet. Falcons might have it. Snap fumble. And it's going to stay Claymont ball. They got it back in that scruff in the middle. But, TJ, coming into this week, Fairless is ranked 22nd in Division 5, and Triway is ranked 23. So, you got to figure maybe 1 or 2 teams above them are going to lose. Both teams might cruise into that top 20 next week.
That'd be a fun game, man. I'm excited to come back already. You know what? Maybe I can just leave the stuff here. We're going to be back. Love it.
It is Fairless. You could probably leave the windows open and nothing would be bothered. Flag in the air. Pre-snap. I think a false start here, maybe. Offsides, Fairless. Okay, so that's favor of Claymont there. 10:31 as the clock stopped now. 3-score ball game. TJ's working 1, 2, 3 devices here. You want my iPad or my laptop too, bro?
Let's see what we got here. Massillon City Skulls. Oof. Bergen coming in. Fun. We got 28-21. Bergen with 7, we'll call it 7 minutes left in the 3rd.
And the Falcons had McMorrow on the run. He luckily got rid of it for Claymont, threw it out of bounds, but it's going to be Falcon ball, turnover on downs. As the time is not Claymont's friend now, as the Falcons have a good running game. I would suspect we're not going to see like what we saw at Avon, where the ball was getting thrown all over the field with this type of a lead. A.J. Sarbaugh, I expect jet sweeps and off-tackle runs here. Man in motion, Carl right to left. Fake jet sweep, hand to Peter Killey. Got a yard and a half, but more importantly, got that clock rolling.
I love when little guys, like safeties, call them little guys, see a big lineman pulling around the corner, because number 25 for Claymont, and they got his number changed as well. I'm not sure if that may be, not sure if it's Colton Heslop or not. He just saw big number 66.
Eyes wide open.
All 265, 6'3", 265 of them coming around the corner, and the eyes were huge, man. Like, and you saw good balance for a big guy coming up on a safety. It was a life-changing moment for number 25.
Toss right. Peter Killey put it on the carpet. And they're going to say that was a forward pass there. And it was. Incomplete pass there. I think that's what Peter Killey was slowing up about, but you still got to cover that ball, right, TJ, even though you never know what that call is going to be. But it was a forward pass, incomplete. Stops the clock there, unfortunately, for the Falcons. Claymont, third down here. Claymont's got all 3 timeouts left. They're down 3 scores, 9.5 to go. They have to stop this and force this 4th down punt here for the Falcons. And looks like Falcons are just going to call a timeout here with 1 second left on the play clock. Well, I'm not sure. They walking off a penalty here, TJ? I didn't see anything on the carpet. It was an incomplete pass. I didn't see anything on the carpet. Their officials are going over to talk to AJ. I'm just so used to calling him AJ. I should be saying Coach Sarball, but I think the fans know at this point who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think the services from the weather we've had here thus far tonight are starting to shut down most of my services. Looking like it was still 17-0 Lake over Brecksville going into the 3rd quarter, but that may be incorrect here with some of.
Well, we had a quick first half.
Anytime you get cell issues out in Navarre, it's going to be a little slow getting your phone here. So, oh, sorry, we're going to try and get it best the way we can. We knew 28-21 Bergen on top of Massillon. Interested to see if the Tigers are going to be able to get back into that as they get closer to the 4th quarter. Still trying to get an update on McKinley and Cass Tech, but you said they were down 17-3 at the half.
Correct.
Boy, trying to bounce back after what happened with Avon, you know?
Well, you know, look, they're playing a good team from out of state.
Yeah.
I really thought that they would clean up their errors as well as some of those errors we felt weren't.
Tell you what, I played with a lot of guys.
Issue.
I played with a lot of guys from Cass Tech. They're as tough as they come.
Peter Killey outside, juking, jiving. Barry Sanders like run across the 50 to the 48-yard line, moves the chains.
He's out here like Barry Sanders tonight.
That was awesome. The only thing I would like to see him do there is stay in bounds. Slide, give yourself up, stay in bounds. You're already wet, bro. 9:13 to go. Here, I'm criticizing one of the best running backs in the county.
Perry is up 9-7 over Harding with 10:39 left in the 4th.
9-7.
Monsoon-like conditions over there in Massillon.
Peter Killey, tons of room, bounces it. Oh, he got tripped up, got a shoelace tackle on him, short of the 1st down. Going to bring up 2nd and next to nothing to go. Why I'm not sure why the clock is stopped when it's not a 1st. And officials are stop and play here. I'm going to thank Walsh University. I'll be over there tomorrow, folks, and they do call it a 1st down. Catch me tomorrow on a Great Midwest Digital Network. You can just log into Walsh University's website, go to the sports section.
We'll pop a link out for you on our social media sites as well.
Yeah, I'll get that out tomorrow, and look for them to go 2-0 for the first time in quite a few years. They got a good win first week. See your guy, a Jet over there. Falcons now packing it in, running off tackle. Peter Killey, tons of room to run right up the middle, and he coughed the ball up, but he jumped on the ball. Slippery ball. He was able to see it and just jump right on top of it. But a 24-yard run up the middle. TJ, at that point, whenever you can't stop off tackle when you're packed in, makes it pretty tough for you to get back in this ball game, obviously. Now in the red zone here, once again for the Falcons. Going to thank Dry Mind Group, Lindsay's Pizza. On Monday, we'll be over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club as Coach Jim Tressel's in the house. And if you haven't heard him speak since he is no longer, a coach, he gets a little bit.
He's different.
He's different. He's a little bit.
He's a podcaster now.
He loosens the tie up a little bit.
Yeah, he's a podcaster, man. You got to love that about Coach. I never thought I'd say that. Coach Tress is a podcaster.
Right.
What?
I've seen a few of those episodes. I saw when he had Maurice on there. Here's a snap. Kelly, tons of room. That offensive line is taken over for Fairless.
Oh, saw big number 50 down there finishing. Colin Sullivan, 6 foot 245. You see him finish at the end of that play, dumping a guy over the pile. Shoot, 50 was the last guy just come up off the pile. The running back was up before he was. That's when you know you got linemen finishing down there.
Right.
When they're the last ones to get up off the ground.
Second down. They can get a first here. 2nd and 1 at the 5. Clock running, 7:28. Falcons going to let this wind down here on the play clock. Real impressed with the poise of Mikey Reeder back here down the stretch, being aware of the clock, knowing he don't need to go quick. Peter Kelly kicks it back left, wide left, touchdown. Peter Kelly for his second TD of the night. A great Peter Kelly show there. That was all Peter Kelly from the start. Flag on the play. Guessing a 15-yarder after against Fairless. I would hope that don't take it off the board.
Trying to wrap up that Hillshire Clark Electric Player of the Game there, man.
See, will they assess this on a kickoff, TJ?
I think they will.
So they're going to check to see if they want to decline that. But 27 rip, Falcons up, 7 minutes left, 7:11 on the clock. Yep, okay, so the touchdown stands. Extra point attempt here about to go. Also want to thank C.H. Vallis and Associates. Chris and the crew over there has been great to us all 3 years that we've been around. H&H Truck Parts, LPL Financial Scoreboard updates all night long. Now, I had a flashback from last year on the scoreboard updates from LPL.
Got caught up here with some things going on in the third quarter. Obviously, 2 scores for the Fairless Falcons. That one's going to be good. Came in
line drive, and it's good.
Or worm burner, but we didn't get a chance to talk about our friends at Canton Air Sports. Going to come on board with us. They want to start sponsoring the Big Air throw of the game, which I think we're going to go ahead and say that that's Cam Carl and Peter Kelly.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have that video for you after the game. But we'll have some things that we'll start to update. Going to be out there at Canton Air Sports tomorrow in the morning, and going to get a chance to talk to them a little bit more about how we're going to kind of use them along with trying to sponsor some of the things that they do, because it's air sports. I mean, there's all type of sports. You know, as we talked about getting behind MMA and getting behind boxing and getting behind some certain things we talked about with the I Promise Academy with LeBron James and trying to get boxing going again in the youth.
Right.
All the way up into up to air sports, extreme sports.
Yeah.
So just certain things that we try and get behind and maybe other people don't get behind, and try and promote it, be around it, and we'll have some good things coming from them. So Canton Air Sports, man, we're going to have that play up for you. And then obviously our friends at Rooster Tail Seasoning, man, they do a great job too. We're going to have some stuff we're going to put on our social media site about them tomorrow so that you can follow along with what they're doing. All I know is that as soon as week 6, I believe they're going to start bringing out some barbecue to us.
Oh.
So we're going to have, we'll have them coming out to some of the select games for the 3 guys that started it. One of them being our good friend Matt Robinson from Massillon. They're going to start coming out to some select games. One of the guys will come out and we'll get a chance to talk to him on the microphone.
Nice.
Get a chance to hear about roostertailseasoning.com. Go over there and check them out. But all 4 of the guys that have gotten behind it, the guys that created this, are going to start bringing out one of their select barbecues and rubs.
Yeah. I didn't really hear anything you said after barbecue, man. I'm in. Let's go.
Do the rewind. Bring it back there.
Great kick. And they did assess that penalty on that kickoff, and a booming kick down there, but it's created a lot of space. All kinds of holding penalties now down. Spin move. All this extra effort's going to be for naught with the. And the Falcons continue to pursue. I tell you what, man, these Falcons flock to the ball, man. Real impressed with that. Now, Claymont had a good run back there, lots of good effort. 2 flags down in the area of holding. Inside 7 minutes here. Probably here in the next few minutes, we'll decide the Hilscher Clark player of the game. We've got tons of candidates.
I'm already tweeting them out.
You already decided?
I'm already tweeting out Hilscher Clark. Killy with his 2nd TD of the night. Hilscher Clark ?
Yep.
I know.
Yep. I agree. I was going to go there too. I don't know. Cam Carl had that big touchdown again. He had that other one. It was going to be an interception. Reached up like LeBron James and raked that rebound, bro.
That's what happens when it becomes almost, and that's when it has to go to Peter Kelly. Either that or it's going to have to go to Peter Snavely if he does something insane. But with it being 28-0, I really think Peter from start to finish, even though he's been in the end zone twice, he wasn't the first back to get in because that was McVicker.
Yep.
I still think from start to finish,
just
start
dominated.
to finish, Kelly has been the best.
Yep. I mean, can we attribute that to that offensive line? Offensive line for the Falcons have been dominant. Some of these holes here down the stretch for Peter Kelly. I mean, Kelly had multiple runs there where he looked like Barry Sanders. That one in the middle, I can't wait to see that on video again come here tomorrow. Unless you get this up tonight, what do you think?
Oh, this is going down tonight.
Good, good, good.
After you take me out, we go out for refreshments.
Yeah, I got to.
We're in your hometown now.
Yeah. I got to get with.
Nobody, you're not leaving Fairless.
Mr. Kirby over here. Pizza. If I can get his attention, I want to see how late they're open over there.
What is this?
Oh, we got to go to Krause's, bro. If they're still open.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right on the way through, right in downtown.
Shout them out, man. Tell them we're coming back next week.
Let me see my phone.
We're expecting pizza.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. 6:18 to go. Falcons up 4 scores. I usually say that the other team's not dead yet, but the pastor's in the room, but I think we're on life support here at this moment. Rolling back to the right, directing his guys to go deep. Throws it deep, over the top. Incomplete. Claymont has got some athletes over there, like you mentioned, TJ. They're really young. They got some size on the line. They got a lot to work with. They're gonna move to 0-3, looks like, but goodness gracious, they got some talent, and they hung right with the Falcons for the most part. Got to clean up, like you said, that Peter Kelly's one of the better running backs around, and that offensive line was having their way. So I think Claymont's got to clean that up going into their league play. But a punt. Surprised they, I guess, conceding at this point here on a punt with 6 minutes left, down 4 scores. Falcons going to bring the offense back on. See about getting you some updated scores here as we have them. TJ's taking over my device over here, so I can't get you scores or anything. Yeah, well, we got a second. We've talked about our sponsors. I'm going to talk about one more, Ohio.net.
Yeah, man.
Give me a call. Give me a call.
Give me a call.
Oh, yeah. That's the new one. Give me a call.
That is the greatest shameless plug ever. Give me a call.
330-418-7890. And the ball's on the carpet for the Falcons. I sell voice over IP systems, so we take any normal phone line, turn it into a digital line, get it connected to your phone by an app. You can answer phone calls from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your desktop. You can have a video meeting going, and then you can, if you got to get up and get in the car, you can switch from your computer to your phone. It's pretty sweet. Give me a call, 330-418-7890. That's ohio.net.
I didn't hear anything after this Kraus is still open, and are you supposed to be texting
I got
Mr.
my
Kirby?
phone here, so Mr. Kirby's right in front of me here. So
What are Kraus's normal hours usually out here? Do you know? They a 10, 11 o'clocker? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can order up to 10.
Well, during the week, it's Friday night, so probably, I think they're open till maybe 12.
You know, it's Kraus's. It's been a staple around all of Stark County. I've gone to the one down on Amherst. They do a great job down there. Todd's gotten behind us before some things at SMG. Back when we were the previously known as the Stark Media Group.
And after a fumble, this is the stuff that drives the coach crazy, isn't it?
Jackson Jinks is a player. Hopefully he doesn't start looking for NIL money and he transfers out of town, because I'll tell you what, Claymont's got a good young sophomore player there. We've seen a lot of really good sophomores for Claymont tonight, and I mean, that's promising, but you never know how kids transfer, how they decide to go, where they go, and we've seen crazier things. You know, we talked about Jamar Johnson just going from Glen Oak over to McKinley to a deep running back room, but maybe you think you can take it over.
And
Jamar Johnson's second-team All-Ohio last year, and he transfers out of Glen Oak.
And you and I was questioning that, but I tell you what, in my eyes, that game we saw him run, he looked better than Nino Hill.
He did. So yeah, I really think when you talk Peter Killey, when you talk Jamar Johnson, when you talk Jameer Gamble, I know I'm going to miss somebody and piss somebody off, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. There's probably at least one or two more out there that, when you really start to think hard on them. Boy, drawing a blank. I know there was some expectations coming out of the backfield for North Canton this year.
Well, and they got Brocker, right? Got hurt?
Got hurt last week, ACL. And there goes Jackson
And there's a touchdown
Jinks,
for Jackson
Jinks.
Jinks.
I like that player. Man.
Sophomore, right?
Good player, sophomore. Look at that bobbing and weaving.
See, TJ, those are the kind of things that drive a coach crazy, right? You got control of this game. You're up 21 rip. You're running off tackle. I realize it's wet, but you put the ball on the carpet and give them, a good score there for Claymont when we're pitching a shutout. Those are the kind of things that they're going to look at, in film and things like that. But, I mean, all in all, TJ, Coach Sarball's got to be pleased with his defense. They tightened it up. Now, listen, hear me out. Like from the 20s, early on in most of the game, they weren't all that special. But once they got in the red zone, they tightened up. They stopped them every time in the red zone. They stopped a 4-2 down here. They got a pick off down here in the end zone, at the 5-yard line in the red zone. And then they used that momentum coming out of the half, and then the defensive line and the corners took over after that, and it's been all the Falcons since. So despite giving up that, I put that on the offense, to me, really, for putting the ball on the carpet. I think he's got to be pleased with his defense.
Claymont definitely threatened. I mean, they threatened big time there on the first drive of the game. We thought this was going to be a completely different look.
Yep.
See guys come here, they're coming out of the woods after this one. If you show up to a Fairless game, man, you literally just came out the woods. You got full camo and fatigue on.
Yeah, he's going to catch frogs right now, I think.
Dinner time in Fairless. Dinner time in Navarre. Get you some of the chips.
Gigging frogs.
Go get you some chips and dip.
Introduced her to my old bird dog. I ride him to the city.
Yep.
All right, so Krause's and Navarre takes food orders till 10:30, open till 12.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tell him to put us in a pizza now.
Yep. Chicken and JoJo's.
TJ,
go a long way back to Canton, Ohio.
The Krause's by me on 30th Street's really good, but to me, the Navarre Krause's is the best pizza of the Krause's. My opinion.
We're about to find out.
Oh.
We need to turn that into a battle, Stark County battle.
Oh, there you go.
Who's got the best? We're going to go. We're going to show up at each spot.
We're going to do a little porky thing?
Yeah, tonight's the first one.
That's a 7.8 right there.
Tonight's the first one. Tonight's the first one. We are officially starting it right now. So I'll be out to see you, Todd, and Amherst. I'll be out to see Randy and Mr. Abrams over there on 30th Street. Anybody else, any other Krauses that wants to get down, we're letting you know right now. We will have something put together with one of our sponsors to make sure that we are out there this week. Jeff and I will be out. We're just gonna get a game by the end of the year. We will have whatever court we'll start it. Let's say we start it tonight. Tonight's week 3.
Okay.
We're doing this for league kickoff.
And Peter Kelly takes off again up the middle.
Pack 7 gets the first rip at it tonight. Going into week 4, we're gonna stop at this one. After that, I think when we start looking at week 5 games, wherever we're going, week 5, we're gonna stop out and get the Krauses close to them.
All right.
We keep this thing rolling. So Krauses, any Krauses, all individual owners, you have no choice.
Yeah.
You're in. Thank you.
A little free advertising. I'm sure they're not going to be upset.
Thank you.
Even if they're 10th on the list, right? They're still getting free advertising from us right now.
We'll get you some live video from the Krauses tonight, and we will make sure that we have every address and phone number of all the Krauses locally that go with that. So we'll shoot it out there, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Another
Rolling
run.
like
Peter
big.
Kelly, lead blocker.
Did you see how he thought about jumping again?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Following, well, we will actually probably the smallest offensive lineman on this team here, number 53. We got some backups in the ball game here. Wow, they've taken out the line, some line guys. 53 was pulling around the corner, getting it done.
TJ, how do you know?
Kelly was just on his backside.
I was just going to say, how do you know when you're dominating the line of scrimmage is when a running back is running with his hand extended on the back of the lead blocker? Makes it difficult for everybody there. 28-6. Falcons holding on to a lead here with 4 minutes to go in this ball game before we call it. Another handoff. Peter Kelly. He's going to score again, TJ. I can see it. Down to the 32. He's starting to think about, maybe being the leader in the county in yardage after this. Trying to remember, he went for, I think, 80 yards game 1.
Yep.
He went for 175 last week. And I haven't seen final stats here. We'll see if we can get final stats from Mike Ritterback up there in the booth. He said he sent me halftime stats. I don't see him. But he's got to be pushing 200 yards, I would think. 2 tutties, around 200 yards probably. 3:17 to go. And all kinds of room again for Peter Kelly. Cuts it back up the middle, down to the 17-yard line. Give you some scoreboard updates here.
Tell you how bad. I know Trucker's struggling. Trucker is Jeff Lindis was struggling over there at Central. Orville's up 59-29 over Central. That doesn't happen to Central teams very often, especially from an Orville team. Nothing against Orville. But, I mean, unless they had Justice Wick as a freshman or they had Markwell Parks or somebody like.
I knew Orville was going to be decent this year.
Yeah. Man, putting a running clock on Central.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done that much in their career.
Maybe ever. Jackson up 31-0 over Stowe in the 4th. Northwest 28-13 over Louisville. Perry Panthers down 15-9 in the 4th. You just heard 59-29 Orville over Central. Peter Kelly jukes it out, gets swarmed there. Glen Oak down 28 rip 3rd quarter. So we knew, we talk about this quite a bit about Glen Oak having one of the toughest schedules in the state. First 4 games of the season is always tough for them. I think next week they've got McKinley, I believe.
Ooh, Cass Tech up over.
Cass Tech 20-3 over
23.
McKinley in the 3rd. Hoover running away 40-6 over North. Minerva game still says second quarter 2-0, so I'm sure that's not accurate.
Did you see the stat on the Minerva Springfield game? Neither team has won in over a certain amount of games. This Minerva Springfield game is a big deal because somebody has to win.
Got to break the.
Somebody has to win.
Somebody breaks the
One
seal.
hasn't won in like 31 games. The other hasn't won in over 25 games.
Well,
somebody's got to win.
I tell you what, if Minerva pulls it out, the kid I'm going to be happy for is Hunter Dietrich.
Yeah,
the kid.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Good wrestler, great kid.
Man.
I see him working out. He's working out with Pete a lot in the summertime. He's just a real humble kid. He follows us on everything. And if there's any kid in the county that deserves a win, it's Hunter Dietrich for what he's had going.
Hunter Dietrich, get it done, man. Get it done for Stark County.
So, bro, I'm going to hit you up.
I honestly thought about calling you last night, partner, saying, hey, what do you think we slough off and go check out this Minerva Springfield game? Because somebody's got to win. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Well, he's deserving as much as anybody, you know?
Yeah, he
like you said, if you haven't experienced winning, if you've experienced winning before, you understand how great it feels.
Yep.
And if you've experienced losing before over a stretch like Minerva has, where you went 4 years without a victory, man, that's hurt. That's hard. And you start thinking about shutting your darn program down.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no kid. I mean, how can you expect a decent player to want to stick around something like that?
Right. Especially with some good programs right around him there. But, you know, he stuck it out. Stay with the guys. You'll be able to cover him come wrestling season again.
Oh, yeah.
Good wrestler. Let's see some other scores here. Massillon Tigers down 35-21. Fourth quarter. Looks like Massillon's going to get their first regular season loss in 2 years. And that's going to do it. The Fairless Falcons pull this one out. 21-6 over the visiting 0-3 now Claymont Mustangs. Fun to be here, last minute notice. We wanted to be live, but we'll get this up pretty soon. So next week we should be live right away. We'll get this figured out for you. We'll be live here next week. The 3-0 Falcons will face the 3-0, both ranked team, Tri-Way Titans. So gonna be a good one here next week. Gonna be possibly, you never know. I mean, two of the better teams in Pac-7. That could determine who gets that league title. Pac-7 has been a lot like the Federal League the last several years, where it comes down to the wire. Teams start beating teams you don't expect to happen. It's always down the stretch thing. And, yeah, I think we called it. The electric player of the game is Peter Killey. We don't have final numbers here yet, but goodness gracious, he had a monster game. Ran the rock. As good as I've seen him run the rock. He always runs good, but he was extra good tonight. A couple plays looked like Barry Sanders. They just had no answer for him. So well deserved there. TJ's going to run down here in a moment and get some photos and video, and we'll talk to some players here as they ring the victory bell.
Are we getting a victory bell shot?
Got to get that on video, TJ. They're going to ring the victory bell, and then they're going to roll over. Let's
go ahead and
let's get that in the victory bell. Always a good tradition here at Fairless, where the student body comes down as well, helps them ring it, and then you're going to see some redneck stuff where they run to the middle of the field, and I can say that I'm from here. And they do the Burning Ring of Fire song and start circling folks out there at midfield. But great ball game. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to thank our sponsors one more time. I just got you all the scores in the area for what we have, so we're good there. Again, we'll post out there today, tomorrow, the links for me at Walsh University. I'll be with Drew Sarakman over there as my color commentator over there, with Greeny and the gals over there at Walsh University for their second game. Walsh is 1-0, so look for them to be 2-0 here on the heels of Dallas Jet.
Man, he's fun to watch, and you know what? Maybe a victory for the old boy tonight for Warren Harding, as they're taking on Perry, doing pretty well, leading in the fourth quarter. Dallas Jet was something to watch when he was there with Warren Harding, and you know, trying to just put the right pieces around him. Not the easiest thing to do. I don't know what it's going to take. You know, you and I are both big fans of the Walsh program, and you know, Coach Fank, he does a great job, man, and he's had some great recruiting classes over the last 2 years.
Okay, I was just going there.
When you're Walsh and you're getting a Federal League Player of the Year, that doesn't usually happen all the time.
Listen to the players that Walsh has, and you'll recognize these names from the area, not just you, other folks. They got Will Butler last year. Like you mentioned, he was a Federal League Player of the Year. Ty Miller, a stud
from
Lake.
Where's my boy Alvani Ivory? Nasty D tackle from McKinley.
Anderson Solstice, a center.
He's a St. Ed's cat, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting St. Ed's dudes.
Yeah.
You're going to have some success off of that alone.
Semino Manson. All kinds of talent for Semino Manson and Connor Satterfield.
Dude, Connor.
So they are doing a good job.
Nobody, you know what? That's a sad thing. I had a lot of people call me about Connor from Northwest, and they said, can you talk to any college coaches? Because nobody's giving this kid any love. And he's a freaking tank running the ball. Now, I don't know if they're playing him at LB or running. Even if he plays tomorrow, because he's only a freshman.
He may not even get on the field.
Let me tell you.
But
if he makes it through, he'll start 3 years there. He's that good.
I believe they've got him listed
Connor's
as a linebacker.
stud.
Got him listed as a linebacker, and they moved Will Butler to tight end.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I can. He's a Tebow football player type, you know. So great game here. One more time on our sponsors. The Hilshire Clark player of the game was no question. It was Peter Killey, as he just slammed it home there towards the end. You can follow us on Twitter at Stark Media Team. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at SMG Network 1. Also, we mentioned Walsh University, Dry Mind Group, Lindsay's Pizza, Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club, Milano Chiropractic in Belton Village. He literally put me back together today, TJ. I sounded like a glow stick over there getting cracked at the chiropractor. Give him a call. C.H. Vallis and Associates, H&H Truck Parts, LPL Financial. Our weekly podcast will be starting up here soon over there at Nathan's Patio. Cackley Insurance, Leathernecks Nation MC. As I say bye to Jason Pomnio. Leathernecks Nation MC. Check all of our sponsors out. We appreciate y'all. That's going to do it for us here, folks. Signing off for TJ Downing. Actually, he's going to jump back.
I believe we've got a number of maybe right around 240 yards for Peter Killey.
All right.
2 TDs, 240. Pretty solid day.
Yeah, so Mark Rose, nicknamed Dozer, just came over and gave us an update there. He was a load to deal with on the football field. You had him and Greg Smith in the backfield over here, TJ. That was something special. Yeah, 240 yards. Whew. I tell you what, TJ, Peter Killey might be number one in the county in yards rushing right now. He went 175 last week, 240 this week. He's got 5 touchdowns, I believe. So it'd be interesting to see. Here comes that burning ring of fire that we talked about. You got anything else? Final thoughts here, TJ? Or
excited to see be back here next week and see it.
Yeah, it's a great environment.
I'm ready to see Triway. I'm ready to see them rolling 3-0, Fairless 3-0. Early season league battles. I talked about league play earlier, man. It changes. It's different. It's just different than non-conference play. I don't care how good your opponent is non-conference. When you play league play and you get an early undefeated battle in week 1, that's going to be fun. We're going to be here for Fairless. They're hosting Triway. Let's get it all, man.
Last minute notice this week. We'll have this up here shortly. Next week we'll be live rolling. If you can't make the games, definitely check us out on here. And
we'll have some stuff that we'll announce this week with our partners at TKDS and some things as we've kind of tried to re-ramp this thing here at SMG. We've done a little bit of a quick change of leadership and got things figured out with rebranding, and so trying to bring this thing back to where we originally started, which was to bring all sports, not just football, not just basketball. It's always been the same mindset, whether it's different leadership, however you want to call it. It's time to have some fun, man. Get the Ring of Fire going. We're going to get fired up with our friends at OHSAA and the NFHS, and you and I kind of just roll this thing and take it as far as we can for this football season and beyond, man. It's like Buzz Lightyear, victory and beyond.
Appreciate the love over here at Fairless, getting us in here last minute. How
about some love for the new athletic director down there? Oh, what a stud. Ladies, calm down. He's married. But
last second, I called him and he said, come on, bring it on. We can use coverage.
Hey, you know what, man? As we talked about earlier, when you get guys like him and AJ who are younger, who were schooled under their dads, and they know how to do things the right way for these programs, you will find your way to success, and you already see it happening.
Well, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining. This was Jeff Tyler for TJ Downing on the Stark Media YouTube stream, Stark Media Group. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week right here at Bride-Weezer Stadium in Navarre, Ohio, as the Fairless Falcons take on Worcester. Your final here tonight, Fairless 28, Claymont 6.